Introduction. The escape from the prison of scarcity. Look out the window. Look at a forest. Look at the ocean. Look at the sun. Do you see the sun sending a bill to the earth for the light it gives every morning? Do you see the trees worried about whether there will be enough carbon dioxide to breathe tomorrow? Do you see the fish hoarding water for fear that the ocean will dry up? No. Nature operates under a single law: absolute lavishness. Life is exuberant, exaggerated, infinite, and free. There is more energy than can be consumed. There is more wealth than can be spent. However, you, the most sophisticated creation in this universe, live in fear that you will not have enough. You live counting coins. You live looking at the price before the value. You live in a mental cage called scarcity. Welcome to inevitable prosperity. If you are listening to this, it is because you have decided to escape from that prison. You have decided that the game of survival, the game of making ends meet, is too small for you. It squeezes your soul. And you are right. Poverty is a disease. It is not a virtue. It is not humility. And it is definitely not spirituality. Poverty is an anomaly. It is a cancer in the flow of divine energy. It is the resistance of the ego to accepting its natural inheritance. They have lied to you. They have told you that money is bad, that it is dirty, that it is difficult to get. They have told you that you have to earn it with the sweat of your brow. They have programmed you to feel guilt when you desire abundance and relief when you settle for mediocrity. That programming ends today. In this audiobook, I'm not going to teach you how to save on coffees. I'm not going to give you boring accounting advice. I'm going to teach you the thermodynamics of wealth. I'm going to teach you to align your vibratory frequency with the current of gold. Money is not a physical object that you have to hunt with a net. Money is an energy that you have to channel. Money is like water. It always seeks the path of least resistance. If you do not have money, it is not because you have bad luck or because the economy is bad. It is because you are a closed dam. Your fear, your guilt, and your stinginess have closed the floodgates. We are going to open those floodgates. We are going to dynamite the mental blocks that prevent you from receiving. And when we do, you will not have to chase wealth. Wealth will flood you. It will chase you. It will find you wherever you hide. Because when you become a clean channel, prosperity stops being an occasional miracle. It becomes a physical, mathematical, and inevitable fact. Stop acting like a beggar sitting on a golden throne. Clean off the dust of scarcity. Lift your head. The banquet is served, and your name is at the head of the table. It is time to eat. Welcome to your new life. Chapter 1: The Blood of God. The true nature of money. Welcome to the confessional, seeker. But you are not here to confess your sins. You are here to confess your lies. Throughout your entire life, you have been injected with a mental virus, a virus designed to keep you small, docile, and controllable. It was told to you in church. It was told to you in school. Hollywood movies told you. Your parents whispered it to you with the best of intentions and the worst ignorance. The virus says, money is the root of all evil. The virus says, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. The virus says money corrupts. Today we are going to purge that virus with fire. Today I am going to tell you a truth that will make your spiritual ego tremble and offend your poverty programming. Money is the blood of God. Money is divine substance in action. Money is not paper. It is not metal. It is not digits on a screen. Condensated vital energy. It is the physical manifestation of gratitude, service, and the creative power of the universe. To hate money is to hate God. To reject money is to reject life. To feel guilty for wanting money is to spit on the source that created you to be abundant. Get ready. We are going to rewrite your internal Bible. The energetic definition. Current and currency. Let's start with words because words are spells. What do we call money in English? Currency. Where does that word come from? From the Latin currens, current, like the current of a river, like an electric current. Money, by linguistic and metaphysical definition, is something that flows. It is movement. It is kinetic energy. What do we call it in Spanish? Divisa. What does that sound like to you? Divino, divine. It comes from dividing or distributing, but in its mystical essence, it represents the fragmentation of the one energy into interchangeable units of value. When you have money in your hand, you are not holding a dirty piece of paper. You are holding pure potential. That bill is a voucher for any experience in the third dimension. It is a voucher for food, life. It is a voucher for shelter, security. It is a voucher for travel, adventure. It is a voucher for medicine, health. It is a voucher for free time, freedom. God is freedom. If money provides you with freedom, life and security, then money is a vehicle of divinity. It is the tool that God uses to move resources from where they are surplus to where they are lacking. It is the circulatory system of the body of humanity. The analogy of the mystical body. Imagine that humanity is a single giant body. Each person is a cell. What is money in this body? It is the blood. The blood carries oxygen and nutrients, value to each cell, so it can fulfill its function. If a cell in the liver says, "Oh, I am very humble and spiritual. I don't want much blood. Blood is bad. I am content with 1 drop a day." What happens to that cell? It gets sick, it weakens. It cannot process toxins, it fails. And when it fails, the entire organ fails. And when the organ fails, the body gets sick. The poverty of the cell is not a virtue, it is a pathology. A poor cell cannot serve the body. Now imagine another cell that says, "I want all the blood for myself. I'm going to accumulate it and not let it out." That is a clot. That is thrombosis. That also kills the body. That is stagnant greed. Inevitable prosperity is being a healthy cell. You receive blood abundantly. Inhale. You use the blood to do your great work, metabolize. And you deliver the deoxygenated blood so it can return to the heart and recharge. Exhale, spend. The flow must be constant. God wants you to have a lot of blood. He wants you to be full, glowing, and strong. Because only when you are strong can you lift others. Only when your cup is full and overflows can you give drink to the thirsty without fear of running dry. The myth of evil. Money is neutral. But money causes wars, murders, and betrayals, your programmed mind will say. No, money does nothing. Money is inert. Put a $100 bill on a table. Leave it there for 100 years. Is that bill going to kill anyone? Is it going to steal? Is it going to corrupt? No, it will just sit there. Money is not good or bad. Money is an amplifier. Money is a giant magnifying glass. If you are a generous person and I give you 10 million euros, you will be 10 million times more generous. You will build hospitals, schools, and water wells. If you are a mean, insecure, and cruel person, and I give you 10 million, you will be a monster. You will use the money to crush others. Money doesn't change you, it reveals you. It brings to light what was already in your heart. That's why people are afraid to be rich. Because deep down, they are afraid to discover who they really are if you remove the restrictions. They are afraid of their own shadow. If you are afraid that money will make you bad, it is because you do not trust your own goodness. The mystic hacker knows that he is love. Therefore, he knows that the more money he has, the more love he can materialize in the world. For the just man, wealth is a moral obligation. The spirituality of matter. There is an ancient heresy called Gnosticism, misunderstood, that says spirit is good and matter is evil. That one must escape the physical world to find God. That is a lie. Matter is densified spirit, EMC2. Energy equals mass. They are the same thing in different states of vibration. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. The world is the Garden of Eden. And money is the fertilizer that makes the garden grow. Saying, "I am very spiritual, I am not interested in money," is like saying, "I am a very good architect, I am not interested in bricks." So what are you going to build? Castles in the air? To build the kingdom of heaven on earth, you need bricks, resources. You need cement. You need to pay the workers. Good intentions do not pay bills or cure diseases. Resources do. Jesus multiplied the loaves and the fish, matter. He turned water into wine, luxury matter. He did not say to meditate so you aren't hungry. He fed them. True spirituality embraces matter and elevates it. True spirituality infuses consciousness into money. When you pay for a service with love, you are spiritualizing that transaction. You are turning metal into light. The unconscious vow of poverty. Many of you in past lives or through transgenerational inheritance have made vows of poverty. You believe that to be good, holy, or pure artists, You have to suffer economically. You have a romantic image of the starving poet or the beggar saint. That image is expired. We are in the age of Aquarius. The new holiness is fullness. How do you break that unconscious vow with a new decree? You have to talk to your subconscious and tell it, I renounce all vows of poverty, financial chastity, and sacrifice that I have made in any time, space, or dimension. I understand that my poverty helps no one. I understand that God is glorified in my expansion. Today I sign a new contract of unlimited abundance for the greatest good of all. Feel the chains breaking. Poverty does not serve God. God is not impressed by your suffering. God is a parent who wants to see their children playing with the best toys. The personality of money, your toxic relationship. If money were a person, what would your relationship with them be like? Let's analyze it. Imagine that money is your friend or your lover. Do you chase it desperately? Need? Do you insult it when it's not around? Cursed money, there's never enough. Do you worry obsessively that it will leave? Jealousy, control. Do you say it is not important in front of its face? Contempt. Do you ignore it and not take care of it? Financial disorder. If you treated a human partner like that, they would leave you immediately. No one wants to be with someone who criticizes, ignores, envies, or needs them with suffocating desperation. Money is an energy with consciousness. It responds to treatment. Money flees from those who despise it and flees from those who need it too much, because need is repulsive. Money stays with those who respect it, thank it, and treat it with lightness and joy. You have to heal your relationship with this lover. Start speaking well of it. I love money. Money is my friend. Money makes my life easier. Money comes to me because we have fun together. I treat money with honor. Start taking care of your wallet. Do not carry crumpled bills. Do not have coins lying on the floor. Give it a worthy home. God vs. Mammon, the correct interpretation. No man can serve two masters. Ye cannot serve God and Mammon. Matthew 6:24. This verse has destroyed more fortunes than any economic crisis. But it is misinterpreted. The key is the word serve. You cannot have two masters. If money is your master, then you are worshipping Mammon. If you do things you hate just for money, if you sell your integrity for money, if money controls your emotional state, you are a slave. But if God, your being, your values, your purpose, is your master, then money becomes your servant. And money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. Inevitable prosperity occurs when you put money in its correct place, below you serving you so that you serve God. You do not serve money. You make use of money. Use money. Do not let money use you. When you understand this hierarchy, the conflict disappears. You can have mountains of gold and remain a light worker. The frequency of happy money versus sad money. Ken Honda, the Japanese Warren Buffett, speaks of happy money. Not all money is vibrationally equal. $100 can have two different energetic charges. Sad money. Money earned with suffering, with hatred for the job, with deception, or stolen. Money paid with anger, bills, taxes. This money is heavy. It burns in the pocket. It leaves quickly on unforeseen expenses, balancing forces. It brings anxiety. Happy money. Money earned doing what you love. Money received as a gift. Money paid with gratitude. This money is light. It smiles. It multiplies. It attracts more friends. Your goal is not just to accumulate figures. Your goal is to accumulate happy energy. How do you turn sad money into happy money? With your intention and blessing. When you receive money, say, "Thank you, welcome, I bless you." You wash it with your gratitude. When you pay money, say, "Thank you for allowing me to pay this. Go and bless whoever receives you." Return multiplied to me and to everyone. By blessing the money that goes out, you change its polarity. You stop being a victim of spending and become a benefactor of the economy. That change in attitude transforms your magnetic field. Money wants to return to the hands that bless it. The sacred wallet exercise. I want you to do this today. Take out your wallet, empty it. Throw away old tickets, gum wrappers, expired cards. That is dead energy. Clean the leather. Sort the bills from smallest to largest, all facing the same way, without wrinkles. Tell them, "Forgive me for having treated you poorly. From today, this is your luxury suite. You are welcome here." Put a high-denomination bill, the highest you can afford to keep still, 50 or 100, and leave it there as a magnetic seed. Do not spend it. It is the bait. It is so that every time you open your wallet, your subconscious sees abundance and not a void. The metaphysics of substance. Everything is gold. In alchemy, the goal was to transmute lead into gold. You are the alchemist. Your mind is the furnace. The lead is your heavy beliefs of scarcity. There is none. It's hard. The gold is the consciousness of abundance. There is infinite. It's easy. You must understand that the original substance is infinitely malleable. It responds to your demand. There is no shortage of substance. If every human wanted a gold palace, there would be enough substance in the universe to materialize 8 billion palaces. The limitation is never in the supply, God. The limitation is in the demand, you. You ask for little, you ask with fear. The universe does not function like a cake. If I eat, you don't eat. The universe functions like a flame. If I light my candle, I don't take light from yours. On the contrary, there is more light in the room. Your wealth impoverishes no one. Your wealth enriches the world. Being rich is the most generous act you can do. The decree of divine blood. To close this chapter, let's install the new program. Repeat this out loud with your hand on your heart. I am the wealth of God in action. Money is the divine blood that circulates freely through my life. I bless everything I have, and I bless everything that is on the way. I renounce fear. I renounce guilt. I accept my inheritance as the child of a king. It is my divine right to be prosperous, so that I can serve better, love better, and live better. Money is my friend, my ally, and my tool. I am a clean and open channel. Let the avalanche come. Thank you, Father. It is done. Feel the change in your body, engine. But wait, now that you have accepted that money is good, why doesn't it arrive? Why, even though I make affirmations, is my account still at zero? Because you are full. You are full of old trash. You are full of stagnant fears. You need to create a void. The universe abhors a vacuum and will rush to fill it. Chapter 2. The Magnetic Vacuum, Why Stingy People Die Poor. Welcome to the dumping ground, seeker. Yes, you read that right. I am talking about your life. Before we can pour the liquid gold of prosperity into your cup, we have to look at what is inside that cup right now, and I do not like what I see. I see fear. I see attachment. I see just-in cases. I see clothes you haven't worn since 2015. I see crumpled bills. I see ugly gifts you keep out of obligation. I see resentments against people who owe you money. Your cup is full. It is full of energetic trash. And the law of physics is relentless. Two bodies cannot occupy the same space at the same time. You cannot have new wealth if your space, physical and mental, is occupied by old poverty. Many gurus tell you to ask and it shall be given. I tell you, make space and it shall be given. The universe has a fundamental quality. It abhors a vacuum, horror vacui. If you create an empty space, the universe is forced by thermodynamic law to fill it immediately. If your life is full of old things, the universe says, there is no room for the miracle. Let's move to the next one. Today we are going to learn the art of radical elimination. We will discover why hoarders and stingy people, even with millions in the bank, die living in the frequency of poverty, and why the one who gives without fear always has full hands. The breath of the universe, inhaling and exhaling. Let's go back to biology. Prosperity is like breathing. Receiving money is inhaling. Spending or giving money is exhaling. What happens if you try only to inhale? Try it now. Inhale. Inhale more. Inhale more without letting the air out. What do you feel? Pressure, anguish, pain. And if you continue like this, you will die. That is what stingy people do. They inhale, hoard, and refuse to exhale, spend, circulate, for fear of running out of air. The result is that they suffocate. They stop the flow of life. They become cyanotic, cold and rigid. To be able to inhale a breath of fresh and new air, new money, You first have to empty your lungs completely. You have to let go of the old air, old money, old things. The harder you exhale, the deeper the automatic reflex to inhale becomes. You do not have to force the entry of air. You only have to create the vacuum in your lungs, and atmospheric pressure will push the air inside you without your effort. This is the key to the magnetic vacuum. If you want to receive a massive amount of money, you have to create a massive vacuum in your life. You have to let go of what you are holding with closed fists. As long as you have closed fists clutching copper coins, you cannot open your hands to receive gold bars. The just-in-case virus. Let's talk about the most cursed phrase in the human vocabulary. I'll keep it just in case. Open your closet. Look at those pants that don't fit you. Look at that blender that works poorly. Look at those cables you don't even recognize. Why do you keep them? Just in case I need them someday. Let's analyze the metaphysics of that phrase. Just in case means I am planning for a future of scarcity where I won't have money to buy a new one. You are decreeing your own future bankruptcy. You are telling the universe, I don't trust you. I don't trust that tomorrow I will be prosperous. I believe tomorrow I will be worse off than today, so I better keep this broken chair. And the universe, which is a compliant genie, says, granted, I will send you a situation of scarcity so you can use your broken chair. You're welcome. Every useless object in your house is an anchor. They are energetic vampires. Every time you see that broken object, your subconscious registers deterioration, lack, ugliness, and that is what you manifest. The golden rule: if you don't use it, don't love it, or it doesn't serve you. Out. Gift it, sell it, or throw it away. If you gift it, you create positive karma. If you sell it, you move the energy. If you throw it away, you declare that you deserve something better. But get it out of your auric field. The Dead Sea versus the Sea of Galilee. In the Holy Land, there are two seas fed by the same river, the Jordan. The Sea of Galilee, it receives water and lets water out. It is full of fish, life, and vegetation. The Dead Sea, it receives water but is situated in such a way that it has no outlet. The water enters and stays stagnant. It evaporates from the heat. The result is that the water becomes so salty and dense that no life can survive there. It is a liquid cemetery. The stingy person is the Dead Sea. They receive money, but they stop the flow. I won't invite anyone to dinner. I won't buy new clothes. That retention rots the money. The energy stagnates. And even if they have millions, their life is sterile. There is no joy. Their relationships are dry. Their health suffers. Constipation, fluid retention, circulatory problems. Sound familiar? You want to be the Sea of Galilee. You want to be a channel, not a reservoir. You want money to pour in and pour out, watering everything in its path, creating life, joy, and beauty. Do not be afraid of running dry. As long as the channel is open, the Jordan River, the divine source, will never stop flowing toward you. Radical feng shui, cleaning the pipe. Let's get practical. Your house is an extension of your body and your mind. If your house is cluttered, dirty, or messy, your financial mind is cluttered, dirty, and messy. You cannot have mental clarity for business in a chaotic environment. The vacuum ritual. This weekend you are going to perform a purge. You are going to grab large trash bags and go through your house room by room. Ask yourself with every object, does it make me happy to see it? Have I used it in the last year? Does it work perfectly? If the answer is no to any of these, into the bag. No mercy, no cheap sentimentality. But it was a gift from my aunt. If it's ugly, throw it away. Your aunt gave you the object, not the obligation to guard it eternally. The love is in the gesture, not the porcelain. But it cost a lot of money. It already cost you money in the past. Now it is costing you space and peace of mind. That is a sunk cost. Throw it away. When throwing things away, you will feel physical pain. It is the ego, the inner stingy one, screaming. Feel the pain and do it anyway. As you let go of the object, say, I make space for the new. I trust that abundance will replace this with something 1,000 times better. When you finish and see the empty spaces on your shelves, you will feel a euphoric lightness. You will feel that you can breathe. And in the following 48 hours, get ready, because it is very likely you will receive money or unexpected good news. You have unclogged the pipe. The fear of paying. Tension at the cash register. How do you feel when you go to the supermarket and swipe your card? How do you feel when you pay the rent or the mortgage? Does your stomach knot up? Do you think, goodbye money, don't come back? Do you feel like you are being robbed? That small contraction is the signal of poverty. You are vibrating in loss. You are saying, money leaves and doesn't return, I have less and less. That emotion impregnates the money you hand over. You turn it into sad money. You have to retrain your brain at the moment of payment. Spending is not losing. Spending is circulating. When you buy bread, you are not losing money. You are exchanging paper for life, food, and you are blessing the baker so he can feed his children. You are participating in the sacred wheel of the economy. Exercise. The next time you pay for something, do it with an inner smile. Mentally say, there it goes. Fly free, my friend. Do much good for the world and return to me multiplied with all your friends. Feel pleasure in paying. Feel the solvency. I have the capacity to pay this. I am rich. If you pay with pain, you block the return. If you pay with pleasure, you create a magnetic vacuum that attracts immediate return. The theory of broken windows, applied to your wallet. In criminology, there is the broken windows theory. It says that if a building has a broken window and it is not repaired, soon all the other windows will be broken by vandals. Deterioration calls for deterioration. Neglect calls for ruin. Look at your life. Do you have a broken phone screen? Fix it. Do you have a missing shirt button? Sew it on. Do you have a dirty car? Wash it. Do you have a burnt-out light bulb? Change it. Tolerating broken things is tolerating poverty. It is telling your subconscious, I don't deserve perfect things. That tolerance lowers your vibratory standard. Excellence attracts wealth. Mediocrity repels wealth. You don't need to be a millionaire to be neat. In fact, being neat and taking care of what you have is the first step to being a millionaire. If you don't take care of your old car, the universe will not give you the new one. Not because it's punishing you, but because vibrationally, you are not ready for the responsibility of wealth. Show that you are a good steward of the little, and you will be given much. Forgiving debts, the emotional vacuum. Here comes something radical. If someone owes you money and you know in your heart of hearts that they are never going to pay you, forgive the debt. You don't necessarily have to tell them, but in your heart, erase the account. Why? Because as long as you hold the resentment and the hope of collecting that old debt, you have an energetic thread tied to that loss. You are spending mental energy chasing ghosts. You are vibrating in, they owe me, I lack, injustice. That vibration blocks the arrival of new money. Perhaps they owe you 1,000 euros. By being obsessed with those lost 1,000 euros, you are blocking a 10,000 euro deal the universe has ready for you. Let go of the 1,000. Say, I forgive you. I release you. I release myself. I declare that debt settled on the spiritual plane. The universe is my source, not you. At the moment you cut that thread of attachment, you create a giant vacuum. Often the person suddenly pays you, or more commonly, money arrives from elsewhere miraculously. Resentment is the most expensive plug in the world. You cannot afford it. The tithe, divine bribery, rightly understood. The concept of tithing, giving 10%, is ancient, but it works for psychological reasons, not religious ones. You don't give 10% so that God won't punish you. You give 10% to prove to yourself that you have extra. Only someone who has more than enough can give money away. If you tip, if you donate to a cause, if you treat a friend, you are performing an act of divine arrogance. You are acting like a king, and the subconscious, which does not distinguish reality from fiction, says, wow, if we are giving money away, we must be very rich. Giving activates the identity of I have. Retaining activates the identity of I lack. Always give something, even if it's a coin to the subway musician, but give it with the feeling of being a generous tycoon, not with pity. Give it feeling that you are the source. The law of circulation. Money is manure. Francis Bacon said, money is like manure, it's of no use unless it's spread. But if it's spread, it makes the crop grow. If you pile manure in a room, it stinks, it rots, it brings flies. If you spread it over the field, it brings flowers and fruits. Do not hoard for the sake of hoarding. Saving is good if it is saving for investment or saving for freedom, but saving out of fear, under the mattress, is rotting manure. Money has to move. Invest in yourself. Invest in experiences. Invest in businesses. If you are afraid to spend on a course or a book, you are stingy with yourself. And if you are stingy with yourself, the universe will be stingy with you. The universe treats you exactly as you treat yourself. If you buy the cheapest thing for yourself, the universe will give you the cheapest thing. If you give yourself the best, the universe will give you the best. The identity vacuum. Letting go of the poor me. Finally, the most important vacuum is not in the closet but in the mirror. You have to empty yourself of your identity as a struggling middle-lower class person. That identity is full of misunderstood pride. We are poor but honest. What stupidity! You can be rich and honest. Money is hard to earn. Limiting belief. You have to let that character die. You have to create an empty space in your psyche where the millionaire me can land. As long as you keep telling your scarcity stories to your friends, you are filling your mental space with poverty. Beg silence. Stop talking about money problems. If you have nothing prosperous to say, say nothing. Create a vacuum of complaints. And in that silence, wealth will begin to speak. The 48-hour challenge. To finish this chapter, I throw you a challenge. If you really want to see miracles, do this in the next 48 hours. Throw away 27 objects from your house, clean your wallet and organize it. Make a small but meaningful donation to someone who cannot pay you back. Pay a debt or forgive a debt. Do it with the conscious intention of, I am creating a magnetic vacuum. And then, sit back and observe. Do not watch the money with anxiety. Just keep the door open. The air will come in. It is law. Chapter 3. The Inner Beggar. Murdering the Poor Me. Welcome to the Mirror of Truth, Seeker. In the previous chapter, we cleaned your house and your wallet. We created the vacuum. But now we have to clean something much dirtier and harder to scrub. Your self-image. There is a brutal statistic that economists know well. 70% of people who win the lottery or receive a millionaire inheritance lose it all in less than 5 years. They return to being exactly as poor or worse than before the prize. Why? Because they had millions in the bank, but they still had a beggar living in their mind. Money is an energy that amplifies what you are. If you are a poor person with money, money will feel uncomfortable with you. It will feel it doesn't belong to your vibratory level, and it will seek the fastest way out of your life. Bad investments, theft, stupid spending, scams. Money always returns to the level of your identity thermostat. You do not get what you want. You get what you are. If you want to be a millionaire but you feel, think and act like someone who barely makes ends meet, reality will always return you to the starting square. Today we are going to commit a necessary crime. Today we are going to murder the inner beggar. We are going to identify its habits, its favorite phrases and its fears, and we are going to eradicate them forever. Diagnosis: how does the beggar speak? The inner beggar is not a real person. It is a software program, a set of neural networks installed in your childhood. It was installed when you saw your parents fight over money. It was installed when they told you, don't touch that, it's too expensive. How do you know if the beggar is still controlling your operating system? Listen to your internal dialogue regarding the price of things. At a restaurant menu, do you read from left to right, the dish you want, or from right to left, the price? The beggar chooses by price, not by desire. In front of a shop window, do you say, ugh, how expensive, that's for rich people? The beggar automatically excludes himself from the experience. Before a necessary expense, do you say, I can't afford it? The beggar closes the door to creative possibility. The beggar has a vibration of I am not enough. He believes that resources are limited and that he is at the end of the distribution line. He feels guilty if he spends on himself. He feels small in luxurious places. He believes rich people are different, smarter, meaner, or luckier, but he never sees himself as an equal. If you recognize any of these behaviors, do not blame yourself. It is just a program. but it is a viral program that is blocking your inevitable prosperity. It is time to uninstall it. The curse of I can't afford it. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, said his poor father always said, I can't afford it. His rich father banned that phrase. He said, how can I afford it? When you say I can't afford it, your brain stops working. It is a closing statement. It is a period. You are telling your subconscious, I am incapable. There are no resources. End of discussion. Your brain, obediently, shuts down. It does not look for solutions. It accepts lack as an immutable fact. The mystic hacker knows that words create reality. Never say I can't pay for it, even if your bank account is at zero. Saying it solidifies poverty. Change it to, I choose not to buy it at this moment because I have other priorities. Do you notice the difference? In the first phrase, you are a victim of circumstances. In the second, you are an executive making a resource management decision. You keep your power. Or better yet, use the open question. Universe, what would have to happen so that I could buy this with ease and joy? Throw the question into the air. Do not look for the immediate logical answer. Just open the door. Your brain will start looking for patterns. It will start seeing opportunities. You've passed from paralysis to creativity. The discount identity. Buying trash makes you trash. Let's talk about your relationship with sales. We all love a good opportunity, but there is a difference between buying smartly and buying out of poverty. The inner beggar always buys the cheapest thing, regardless of quality. He buys the plastic shoes that last 3 months instead of the leather ones that last 10 years. Every time you choose the cheap option just because it's cheap, you are sending yourself a devastating subliminal message. I am not worth enough to deserve the good stuff. My time and comfort are not worth those extra 20 euros. I am a second-class citizen. That message accumulates layer after layer of self-contempt, and the universe responds to your self-concept. If you treat yourself like someone on sale, the universe will give you on-sale experiences. It will give you low-paying jobs. It will give you mediocre relationships. It will give you fragile health, because you have established the standard, the minimum possible. The challenge of quality. Start raising your standard, even in small things. I'm not telling you to go into debt buying a Ferrari. I'm telling you to buy the best coffee in the supermarket, not the generic brand that tastes like dirt. When you can, pay for the VIP experience. By choosing quality, you tell your subconscious, I am worth this. The imposter syndrome in the luxury hotel. Have you ever entered a luxury store or a 5-star hotel lobby and felt uncomfortable? You feel like you shouldn't be there. You believe the employees look at you and know you have no money. You walk fast with your head down. That is the inner beggar taking control of your body. That discomfort is cognitive dissonance. Your external reality, luxury, does not match your internal reality, poverty. Your body reacts with stress so that you leave quickly and return to your comfort zone, mediocrity. To be rich, you have to hack that sensation. This is called wealth exposure therapy. Go to the most expensive hotel in your city. Enter through the main door as if you were the owner. Head high, slow pace, sit in the lobby, order a coffee, stay there for an hour. Observe rich people. See how they move. They don't run. They don't worry. Breathe the air of money. It smells different. Tell yourself, I belong here. This is normal for me. At first you will tremble, but if you do it 10 times, your nervous system will recalibrate. You will stop seeing luxury as something distant and dangerous and start seeing it as your natural habitat. When your nervous system accepts wealth, physical wealth arrives. Family loyalty, betraying your clan. Here we reach the most painful root of the beggar, invisible loyalty. If you come from a humble, hard-working family, your subconscious likely associates being poor with belonging to the clan. Your father broke his back working. Your mother saved every penny. In your childish logic, if you become a millionaire and live an easy life, you feel you are betraying their sacrifice. You feel you are leaving them behind. You feel guilt for surpassing your father. This is the greatest saboteur of success. You'll do well in business and then do something stupid to ruin it. Why? To return to your family's economic level and regain love and belonging. You have to break this blood pact. Your poverty does not honor your parents. Your poverty insults their effort. They worked hard so you could have a better life, not so you would repeat their hardships. The best gift you can give your lineage is to be the first one who breaks the chain of scarcity. Mentally visualize your ancestors. Tell them, "I honor you and I love you. But today I return your destiny of struggle. It is not mine. To truly honor you, I give myself permission to be immensely rich and happy. I am the dream that you could not live. Look upon me with favor as I rise. Feel their blessing, they want you to fly. Only your frightened ego believes they want you to crawl. It's too expensive versus it's not my priority." Let's redefine the word expensive. Expensive is a relative concept. For a beggar, a €3 coffee is very expensive. For a millionaire, a €100,000 car is a bargain. The object doesn't change price. What changes is the buyer's capacity. When you say this is expensive, you are saying my capacity is small. You are putting the power in the object, not in yourself. The object is big, you are small. Stop using the word expensive. Delete it from your vocabulary. When you see something worth more than you want to spend, say, "This has a high price. At this moment I choose to direct my money flow to other areas, but I recognize its value." Never despise what you cannot buy. The fable of the fox and the grapes. Bah, they're sour. If you say, "That brand name bag is a scam," you are vibrating in poor person's resentment. You are hating wealth, and what you hate flees from you. Instead say, "What a beautiful bag, such craftsmanship. I am happy for whoever buys it. Soon things like this will be normal for me." Admire high prices as a sign of abundance. If there are high-priced things, it means there is a lot of money circulating. The fear of envy, the evil eye. The inner beggar is also afraid to shine. He is afraid that if he succeeds, others will envy him or ask for money. In many cultures, there is fear of the evil eye. Don't tell your plans. They'll jinx them. This fear keeps you small. It makes you hide. It makes you sabotage your success to not bother the neighbors. It's a survival strategy of the tribe. If I don't stand out, they won't throw stones. But you are no longer in a cave tribe. Envy is simply mismanaged admiration. When someone envies you, they are really telling you, "You have something I believe I cannot have." It is a confession of their own impotence. Do not dim your light so others don't feel uncomfortable in their darkness. Shine so brightly, you force them to put on sunglasses. Your light can inspire others to turn theirs on. And if someone leaves because you are successful, they are doing you a favor. They are cleaning your social circle. Money acts as a truth filter. It reveals who loves you and who just wanted your company in misery. The real identity, the heir. To kill the beggar, you have to wake up the heir. Imagine you are the long-lost child of a billionaire king. You were stolen at birth and raised in a poor family. You have lived believing you were poor. But today, a lawyer appears and says, "Sir, madam, you are the heir to the kingdom. All the gold is yours." How would your attitude change in that instant? You would still be wearing the same old clothes for now, but your walk would change. Your gaze would change. If someone insulted you, you'd laugh. They don't know who they're talking to. If you saw a bill, you'd laugh. This is pocket change for my inheritance. That is the metaphysical truth. You are a child of the creative source. All the substance of the universe is your inheritance. You don't have to earn it. It is already yours by birthright. You only have to claim it. And it is claimed with identity. Start walking like the heir who just discovered their fortune. Walk with that secret security, that quiet smile. I don't look rich yet, but I know who I am, and it's only a matter of time before the world knows too. That royal secret vibration is irresistible. People will treat you differently without knowing why. Opportunities will seek you out. The reverse menu exercise. Next time you go to a restaurant, do this reprogramming exercise. Open the menu. Cover the price column with your hand. Read only the dishes. Ask your body, what do I want to eat today? Not, what can I pay for? But, what do I feel like? Choose the dish from pure desire. Then look at the price. If you can pay it, order it, even if it is €5 more expensive than the chicken you always order. Those €5 are an investment in murdering the beggar. By eating that dish chosen by desire, you are ingesting dignity. You are ingesting freedom of choice. You are teaching your brain that the decision criterion is pleasure, not scarcity. If the price is impossible for you today, say, "Excellent choice. Today I will eat the chicken, but I decree that very soon I will order the lobster without looking. That dish is already mine in my quantum reality." Dress for the role. You cannot feel like a millionaire in old pajamas with holes. The beggar loves old around-the-house clothes. "It's comfortable," he says. "It's depressing," I say. Even if you are home alone, dress with dignity. Comb your hair. Use your best underwear on a random Tuesday. Use the good dishes for a pizza. By elevating the aesthetics of your daily life, you elevate your frequency. Beauty is a form of wealth. Order is the first law of heaven. If you treat yourself like royalty, the universe says, "A king lives here. Let's send him kingly resources." If you treat yourself like a vagabond, the universe sends little. The death of the beggar, the funeral. Let's end with a visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine your poor me in front of you. See how he dresses. See his hunched posture. See his eyes full of fear. This character has served you. He protected you. He survived with the little he had. Do not hate him, have compassion. But he cannot go where you are going. Tell him, "Thank you for your service. Thank you for surviving. But your shift is over. I release you from your guard." Imagine that character dissolving into light or walking toward the horizon, shrinking until he disappears. The beggar is dead. Now, imagine a golden ray falling upon you. Feel your spine straighten, your chin lift. Your eyes shine with the certainty of power. You dress in clothes of light and opulence. You are the new you, the tycoon, the creator. Feel the weight of the universe's unlimited credit card in your pocket. Breathe that security. Open your eyes. You are not the same. When you look in the mirror today, look for the heir, not the beggar. But beware, now that you have the right identity, you will face the real world. And the world will say, "To make money, you have to work very hard, sweat blood, and suffer 14 hours a day." Is that true? Or is it another trap? Chapter 4. The Sweat Fallacy. The Myth of Hard Work. Welcome to the Lie Factory, seeker. Look around you in society. Look at the people who work the hardest physically. Look at the laborers carrying bags of cement under the August sun. Look at the women cleaning offices on their knees at 5 in the morning. Look at the farmers giving their skin and backs in the fields from sunup to sundown. If the premise, "Work hard and you will be rich," were true, these people would be the owners of the world. They would be the billionaires traveling in private jets. But they are not. In fact, statistically, they are the poorest. Now look at the owners of the world. Look at the investors. Look at the tech moguls. Do you see them sweating? Do you see calluses on their hands? Do you see them carrying stones? No. You see them making decisions in air-conditioned rooms. You see them playing golf. You see them thinking. Often they earn in a single day what the laborer takes 10 lifetimes to earn. Is this unfair? From a human moral perspective, perhaps. But from the perspective of metaphysical and economic law, it is exact. You have been sold a pyramid scheme called the hard work ethic. You have been taught to measure your value by the amount of suffering you are able to endure. You have been told that easy money is bad, suspicious, or illegal. Today, we are going to destroy that belief. Money loves speed. Money loves ease. Money loves flow. And money hates sweat, because sweat is the symptom of resistance. The physics of effort. Resistance versus conductivity. Let's talk about electricity. Money is energy, current. Imagine a copper wire. Electricity flows through it effortlessly. It is a conductor. Now imagine a rubber or wooden cable. Electricity does not pass through. You have to push it with brutal force, extreme voltage, for just a little to get through. In the process, the wood heats up, smokes and burns. That heat and smoke are the equivalent of your sweat and your stress. When you say, "It is costing me a lot to earn this money," you are saying, "I am a bad conductor. I offer too much resistance." Extreme physical and mental effort is a sign of inefficiency. In nature, nothing strains. Grass does not try to grow, it grows. Fish do not try to swim, they swim. The earth does not sweat to revolve around the sun, it orbits in free fall. The law of least effort is not a law for the lazy. It is the law of divine intelligence. If you are suffering to earn money, you are going against the current of the universe. You are swimming upstream. You are using your muscular strength, limited, instead of the river's strength, infinite. Massive wealth has never, ever been achieved with linear hard work. It has been achieved with alignment, leverage, and ideas. Adam's curse, a misinterpretation. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread. Genesis 3:19. This phrase has done more damage to human prosperity than any stock market crisis. It has been taught to us as a divine mandate. But if you read the text carefully, that was not a commandment of how things should be. It was the description of the fall. It was the consequence of having left Eden, unity consciousness, and entering the illusion of separation. When you believe you are separate from God, Source, you believe you are a small biological body alone against the world. And of course, if you are a small body against a hostile world, you have to sweat to survive. But redemption, awakening Christ consciousness, is returning to Eden. It is returning to the state of grace, and in the state of grace, bread is not earned with sweat. Bread rains from the sky, manna, or multiplies in baskets. If you keep believing you have to suffer to deserve money, you are rejecting grace. You are saying, "No, God, I don't want your gift. I want to show you how tough I am. I want to earn it all by myself." That is ego arrogance. The ego loves effort because it makes it feel like the protagonist. The spirit loves ease because it makes it feel like a channel. Stop trying to earn heaven and money. Accept it. Linear versus exponential, the time trap. Mathematically, hard work is a death trap. Why? Because hard work depends on your time and your body, and both are finite resources. You have 24 hours a day. You have a limited amount of physical energy. If your wealth formula is money, time x effort, you have a very low glass ceiling. Even if you work 24 hours a day without sleep, you have an income limit. The rich do not use that formula. They use money, Sharks value x leverage. Value has no limit. An idea can be worth $1 billion. Leverage has no limit. You can use the money, time, and technology of others. If you're a massage therapist and give massages with your hands, you can only give 5 or 6 a day before your arms fall off. That is hard work. You are limited. If you create a spa franchise, or sell an online massage course, or invent a massage machine, you decouple yourself from time. You can be sleeping and your system keeps generating money. That is not hard work. It is smart work. You have to stop selling your time. Selling time is selling life, and your life is priceless. Sell products, sell solutions, sell systems, sell results. But never under any circumstance believe that working more hours will make you rich. It will only make you old. Leverage Archimedes' lever. Archimedes said, "Give me a place to stand and a lever, and I will move the world." The poor person tries to move the world, make money, by pushing the rock with their hands. The rich person looks for the lever. What is a lever in economics? It is something that allows you to do more with less. Capital leverage, OPM, other people's money. Using the bank's or investors' money to buy assets that give you money. Labor leverage, OPT, other people's time. Hiring people. If you hire someone for €15 an hour and their work generates €50 an hour, you are earning money without putting in your time. Technological leverage, code media. This is the new God. You write code once or record a video once and it works for you millions of times at no extra cost. This audiobook is leverage. I write it once, you listen 1,000 times. If your wealth plan does not include leverage, you don't have a wealth plan, you have a job plan. And a job, by definition, requires sweat. Leverage requires vision. Stop asking, "How can I work harder?" Start asking, "Where is the lever? How can I make this work without me?" Inspired action versus forced action. So do I just lie on the sofa and wait for the bills to fall? No, this is where people get confused with the law of attraction. Total inaction is stagnation. But there is an abysmal difference between forced action and inspired action. Forced action, grinding, born from fear. If I don't do this, I won't eat. It feels heavy. It bores you. You watch the clock. It exhausts you. The result is mediocre. It is friction. Inspired action, flow. Born from enthusiasm. It feels like a game. You lose track of time. You forget to eat. It doesn't tire you. It energizes you. The result is brilliant. It is magnetic. When you act from inspiration, 1 hour of work is equivalent to 100 hours of forced work. J.K. Rowling did not suffer writing Harry Potter. She worked a lot, yes, but she was in a trance. She was channeling. Elon Musk does not suffer designing rockets. He is playing his favorite game. To the outside observer, it looks like they work a lot. But internally, they are not working, they are dancing. Money smells the desperation of forced work and flees. Money smells the enthusiasm of inspired action and runs toward it. Your job is to align vibrationally until the download of the idea arrives. Subjective value, no one pays for your effort. Here is a hard red pill to swallow. No one cares how hard you try. The market doesn't care if it took you 10 years to write the book or 10 days. It doesn't care if you bled. The market only cares about one thing. What value does this bring to me? If you spend 10 hours digging a hole in your garden and then 10 hours filling it, you have worked extremely hard, you sweated, your hands hurt. Does society owe you money for that? No. Your effort was useless to others. Zero value. If an 18-year-old boy writes an algorithm in 30 minutes that saves me 10 hours of work, I will pay that boy millions. His effort was minimal. His value was maximum. You have to disconnect your brain from the effort-reward equation. Connect it to the solution-reward equation. Stop trying to get people to pay for your suffering. Pay me because I worked many hours. Get people to pay for your solution. If you can solve a big problem in 5 minutes, you deserve to earn a fortune. You don't charge for the 5 minutes. You charge for the 20 years it took you to learn how to do it in 5 minutes. The guilt of rest. The myth of hard work has a perverse guardian, guilt. When you sit down to rest, you feel like you are doing something wrong. You feel you should be doing something productive. That voice in your head is the plantation overseer. It is the slavery program. Rest is not the opposite of work. Rest is part of work. It is in the silence, in the nap, in the walk through the park, where your right brain, creative, intuitive, connects the dots. It is in the vacuum where the million-dollar idea enters. If you are always busy, always running, you leave no room for God to speak to you. You are so busy making a living that you don't have time to get rich. Lazy, sounds strategic. Millionaires know their most valuable asset is mental clarity. They protect their rest like gold. They sleep 8 hours. They meditate, because they know a decision made from tiredness can cost millions. Your exhaustion is not a medal of honor. It is a sign of poor resource management. Easy money is divine money. Let's reprogram your vocabulary. When someone says easy money, society associates it with crime, scam, or unfair luck. I want you to associate easy money with divine money. If God is omnipotent, does it cost effort to make a tree grow? No. Does it cost effort to move the tides? No. He does it easily. Therefore, the closer you are to God, to the source, the easier things become. The further you are from God in ego separation, the harder they become. If money arrives easily in your life, it means you are in a state of grace. It means your resistance is zero. It means you are a clean channel. Stop being suspicious of the easy. Stop saying easy come, easy go. Lie. Say, what comes easily does so because I'm aligned and it stays with me to multiply. Seek the easy. If you have 2 paths, and one is difficult and full of obstacles, and the other is fluid and open, the ego will say, go for the difficult one, there you will prove your worth. The spirit will say, go for the easy one, that is the path I have cleared for you. Choose the path of least resistance. Water always wins, and water never fights the rock. It flows around it. The meritocracy fallacy. We have been taught the world is a meritocracy, that the good and hardworking are rewarded. Look around, is it true? Often you see mediocre or even silly people getting rich on TikTok or with simple ideas, and you, with 2 master's degrees and a PhD working 12 hours, earn peanuts. And you get angry. It's not fair, I deserve it more. The market does not pay for moral merit. The market pays for attention and circulation. That TikTok kid is moving energy. He is capturing the attention of millions. He is generating flow. You in your office are moving papers. Money is an energy popularity contest, not a virtue exam. Stop waiting for Professor Universe to give you a good grade for studying hard. The universe does not grade exams. The universe responds to vibrations. If you vibrate in "I am valuable and visible," you receive. Step out of the employee mindset. Delegating is multiplying. If you want to escape the sweat trap, you have to learn the magic word, delegate. The poor person says, "I'll do it myself, that way I save the money." The rich person says, "I'll pay someone else to do it, that way I save the time." If you can generate €100 an hour with your special talent, it is stupid to waste an hour cleaning. Every time you do a low-value task, you are losing money. You are losing the difference between your potential, 100, and the task, 15. You are losing €85. Hiring help is not a luxury. It is an investment strategy. Do it before you are ready. By freeing your time, you free your mind. You cannot build an empire if you are busy sweeping the castle floor. Hire, automate, delegate. Your only job is to do what only you can do, your zone of genius. Everything else is a distraction. The hammock ritual. To break the hard work addiction, you need a therapeutic shock. I propose the hammock ritual, or sofa ritual. Dedicate an entire day to doing nothing productive, absolutely nothing. No cleaning, no reading business books, no answering emails. Lie in a hammock, look at the sky, listen to music, sleep. And while you do it, repeat this mantra. I am valuable simply because I exist. I do not need to do to deserve. Money reaches me even when I rest. My relaxation is magnetic. Observe the anxiety that arises. The ego will scream, lazy. You're going to lose everything. Let it scream. Prove to your nervous system that the world doesn't end if you stop. In fact, you'll be surprised to see that often, right on that day of rest, good news or unexpected income arrives. The universe is winking at you. See? It wasn't you pushing. It was me flowing. Get out of the way. The new ethic, the ethic of enjoyment. Let's replace the work ethic with the joy ethic. Your purpose in life is not to be a battery for the economy. Your purpose is to be an explorer of joy. When you enjoy, you shine. When you shine, you attract. People want to be near people who enjoy life. People buy from people who enjoy what they sell. If you hate your job, you're emitting a psychic toxin in your product. People notice and don't buy. If you love what you do, you imbue the product with love. People notice and pay double. The most powerful marketing strategy in the world is your own happiness. Prioritize your happiness and hard work will become obsolete. Sweat is the cry of the body doing what it doesn't want to do. Inspiration is the laughter of the soul doing what it came to do. Choose laughter. Dry your brow. Stop suffering. The banquet is served and you don't need to grow the wheat. The Father has already done it for you. But wait, now that we know we don't have to suffer to earn it, what do we do with the money when it arrives? Most people are afraid to spend. They believe money runs out. They believe there is a fixed amount in the world. They don't understand that money is like the air you breathe. Chapter 5, Economic Breathing. Spending is inhaling. Welcome to the intensive care unit, seeker. Most of humanity is currently connected to an artificial respirator. They are cyanotic, blue from a lack of oxygen, weak and terrified. Their disease? Financial apnea. People want money. They desire it. They pray for it. That is to say, they want to inhale. They want to fill their lungs with fresh air, resources. But they have a deadly problem. They are afraid to exhale. They are afraid to spend. They are afraid to pay. They are afraid to let go. In their delirium of scarcity, they believe that if they release the air in their lungs, they will remain empty forever. They believe air is limited, so they hold their breath. They clutch their coins. They look at bills with hatred. They haggle over every last cent. And what happens to a biological organism that refuses to exhale? It becomes poisoned by its own carbon dioxide. More importantly, it cannot inhale again. Try it now. Fill your lungs with air. Hold it. Now try to inhale more air without letting out what you have. You cannot. It is physically impossible. Your lungs are blocked by the old. For new oxygen, new money to enter, it is mandatory that you release the old air, old money. In this chapter, we are going to cure your financial asthma. We will teach you that spending is not losing, spending is circulating, the neuroscience of the pain of paying. Let's start with the brain, because your resistance is biological. Neuroscientists have discovered something fascinating and terrifying. When a person spends money, the same areas of the brain that process physical pain, the insula, are activated. Your reptilian brain interprets the loss of resources as a threat to survival. That is why it hurts to pay. That is why you feel that pang in your chest when you see the final total at the supermarket checkout. You aren't stingy out of malice. You are stingy by an obsolete evolutionary design. Your brain thinks you are still in the African savannah and you have just lost your only spear. But you are no longer in the savannah. You are in an interconnected global economy. To get rich, you have to hack that pain response. You have to rewire your brain so that upon paying, instead of activating the insula, pain, it activates the nucleus accumbens, pleasure, reward. How is this done? By changing the meaning of the expense. Pain comes from the interpretation. This is a loss. Pleasure comes from the new interpretation. This is a sowing. No one cries when they sow seeds in the earth. The farmer doesn't say, "Oh, what pain, I am throwing my seeds away." The farmer smiles. He knows he is not losing them, he is multiplying them. Every payment you make is a seed you throw into the fertile field of the universe. If you sow with pain, you sow thistles. If you sow with joy, you sow wheat. The bill, a certificate of blessing. Let's talk about your number one enemy. Bills, electricity, water, internet, the mortgage. Most people hate bills. They see them as vampires coming to suck their blood at the end of the month. This attitude is extreme spiritual poverty. A bill is not a robbery. A bill is a receipt of blessings already enjoyed. When the electricity bill arrives, what they are telling you is, "Dear customer, thank you for having enjoyed 30 days of artificial lighting, a cold fridge that preserves your food, and heating that warms your children. Here is the certificate that you are a privileged being." How dare you hate that? Would you prefer to have no bill and live in a dark cave? The bill is proof that the system trusts you. They have given you the service in advance. They have trusted in your solvency. The bill blessing ritual. From today on, you are going to change your relationship with the mailbox. When a bill arrives, do not grumble. Take it in your hands. Say, "Thank you. Thank you for the electricity. Thank you for the hot water. Thank you for the roof." And when you pay it, do it fast. Don't let it rot in the drawer. Write on it mentally or physically, "Paid with gratitude." Feel the relief of being able to pay. I have the money to pay this. I am solvent. By paying with gratitude, you close the energetic cycle. You inhaled the service, now you exhale the money. The boomerang effect. What you throw returns. Newton's third law says, "To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction." In money, it works the same way. The money that leaves you does not disappear. It bounces off the walls of the universe and returns to you. But it returns charged with the emotional frequency with which you launched it. If you launch money with fear, "Oh, I have so little left," the money goes out, circles the world, picks up more fear and scarcity along the way, and returns to you as an unexpected bill or a loss. If you launch it with anger, it returns as injustice or theft. If you launch money with love and generosity, may this serve to pay someone's salary. The money goes out, blesses the economy, multiplies, and returns to you as a new client, a gift, or a raise. You decide how you charge the boomerang. The physical act is the same, the magical act is the intention. Visualize that every euro leaving your account is a small soldier of light you send to the war against poverty. Tell your soldiers, "Go, feed families, move the economy, create beauty, and then come home with prisoners, more money." The tip, the gym of abundance. If you want to heal from the fear of spending, you need to train the muscle of generosity. And the best gym in the world is the tip. A tip is a voluntary expense. No one forces you. It is money you give because you have extra, because you want to, and because you value. The stingy person hates the tip. He calculates it to the millimeter. The prosperous person loves the tip. He knows the tip is not for the waiter, it is for his own subconscious. When you leave a generous tip, you are sending a brutal message to your brain. I am so abundant that I can give away extra money. That message breaks the pattern of scarcity. It breaks the fear of running out. It makes you feel like a king. Exercise. Next time you have a coffee, leave a disproportionate tip. If the coffee costs €2, leave €5 total. Yes, your logical mind will scream, "You're crazy." Do it anyway. Observe the waiter's face. Surprise, joy, feel that joy, you caused it. With a simple piece of paper. That sensation of power, I can brighten someone's day with my money, is addictive. It is the vibration of God, and that vibration will align you with opportunities that will return that money multiplied. Stagnant money rots. Money is like water. If it flows a river, it is fresh, drinkable, and full of life. If it stops a swamp, it rots, smells bad, and breeds mosquitoes, problems. There are people who have millions in the bank but do not move them. They live as poor people to die rich. That stagnant money is dead energy. It is not doing anything. It is not serving life. And often the universe, which seeks flow, provokes a dam break to release that water. A serious illness, a costly divorce, a child who squanders it all. The water is going to get out. You choose how it leaves. By design, conscious spending and investment, you open the floodgates and direct the water to irrigate your fields. By disaster, unconscious spending and loss. The dam bursts and the water sweeps everything away. Do not be a water hoarder. Be an irrigation channel. Keep the wheel turning. Conscious spending versus compulsive spending. Careful. Saying spend with joy does not mean spend like an idiot. There is an abysmal difference between prosperity spending and anxiety spending. Anxiety spending, compulsive. You buy to fill an emotional void. You buy things because you feel momentary euphoria. Afterward, you feel guilt. Prosperity spending, conscious. You buy things that add real value to your life. You buy tools, training, experiences, beauty, health. You buy quality. Afterward, you feel expansion and gratitude. Compulsive spending is a hemorrhage. Conscious spending is a transfusion. Before taking out your card, take the pulse test. Do I feel expansion in my chest, quiet joy? Buy. Do I feel anxiety, hurry, or a need for validation? Do not buy. A mystic hacker is impeccable with finances. He spends a lot, but he spends well. He spends on what matters. Investing in yourself, the infinite return. The fear of spending manifests most virulently when it comes to investing in oneself. People don't mind spending $1,000 on an iPhone, visible status, but it hurts them to spend $1,000 on a course, a mentor, or a therapist, invisible growth. They say, it's too expensive. Let's analyze this. The iPhone devalues. In 2 years, it is worth 0. Knowledge and mindset revalue. In 2 years, they are worth 100,000. When you are afraid to invest in yourself, you are telling the universe, I am not a good investment. I don't trust my ability to make this money profitable. If you don't bet on yourself, why would anyone else? Money loves people who love themselves. When you pay for a mentor, you are buying a shortcut. You are buying time. You are buying the vibration of someone who is higher up than you. Never haggle with your education. You are the goose that lays the golden eggs. The arigato money technique. Japanese author Ken Honda teaches a simple technique, saying arigato, thank you, to money in 2 directions. Arigato on the way in. When you receive money, say thank you. Arigato on the way out. When you spend money, say thank you. It seems stupidly simple. But try it for a week. Every time you pay for coffee, arigato. You eliminate the emotional friction. You eliminate the pain spike of the cerebral insula. You begin to see money as a friend who comes and goes, who visits you and then goes to visit others, but who always returns. Money is energy in constant motion. If you say thank you as it leaves, you are giving it a loving farewell. Thank you for what you have allowed me to buy. Come back soon. Money feels appreciated, and it returns. Voting with your wallet. You are the market. Every time you spend €1, you are casting a vote. You are voting for the kind of world you want. If you buy cheap junk food, you vote for an industry that makes people sick. If you buy local and organic products, you vote for health and sustainability. Your money is your strongest political power. When you pay a little more for quality or ethics, you are building the world in which you want to live. If you want a prosperous world, be a prosperous consumer. Do not support misery with your money. Do not seek free at the cost of others' work. If you steal, illegal downloads, evasion, you tell the universe creative work does not deserve to be paid. And then you complain that they don't pay you well. Instant karma. Pay the fair price. Pay with pride. Honor the work of others with your money, so the universe honors your work with money. The fear of having nothing. The illusion of the bottom. The final fear in spending is, if I spend this, I will be at zero, I will hit rock bottom. That fear of the bottom is terrifying, but it is an optical illusion. There is no bottom, or rather the bottom is solid and you can bounce. The economy is not a safe with a fixed amount of coins. The economy is a flow. Imagine you are in a river. You have a bucket of water in your hand. You are afraid to pour the water into the river because you will run out of water in the bucket. You are inside the river. If you pour the water, you only have to dip the bucket again. The problem is that you are on the shore, hugging the bucket against your chest far from the current. Enter the river. Spending is dipping the bucket. Yes, for a second the bucket empties, but immediately it fills with fresh water. Trust the river. The source never dries up. Only your connection to it, your faith, does. The rich dinner exercise. I want you to do something uncomfortable this week. Invite someone to dinner, take them to a good place, slightly better than where you usually go, and when the check arrives, fight to pay for it. Do not let them split it. Say with authority, "It's on me. It is a pleasure." Feel the vertigo. Feel the inner beggar screaming, "No, let them pay. Ignore it." Take out your card. Pay without looking. Smile. Say, "Arigato." Leave the restaurant feeling like a tycoon. I can treat my loved ones. I am a provider. I am abundant. That night you will sleep differently. You will have broken a financial sound barrier. You will have proven to your nervous system that giving does not kill you. It makes you larger. And curiously, in the following days, you will receive a call or a gift that covers that dinner and more. The universe always pays the bills of the generous. Chapter 6: The Financial Thermostat. Your comfort zone is your cage. Welcome to the engine room, seeker. You have cleaned your house, killed the beggar, and learned to spend with joy. Your vibration is rising. Money is beginning to arrive. But then, something strange happens. You reach the end of the month and your account is back to zero. Or you receive an unexpected bonus of 3,000 euros, and 2 days later, the car's transmission breaks and the repair costs exactly 3,000 euros. Or you start earning more, but suddenly you get sick or argue with your partner, and income drops back to its usual level. Bad luck? No. Witchcraft? No. It is your financial thermostat. It is the most powerful cybernetic mechanism in your mind, designed with a single function: to keep you in the known. And for your reptilian brain, known is synonymous with safe, even if the known is poverty. You have an invisible limit, a glass ceiling. You can jump and touch it, but if you don't break it, you will always fall. Today we're going to discover where your dial is set, why you sabotage yourself when things go too well, and how to hack the system to raise the temperature of your wealth permanently. The cybernetics of poverty, how the air conditioning works. Imagine the climate control system in your house. You set the thermostat to 22 degrees. If it gets cold and the temperature drops to 18, the system detects the deviation and turns on the heat. But what if it gets hot? If you open the windows in summer and the temperature rises to 28 wealth, the system detects an anomaly. Immediately it turns on the air conditioning at full power to cool the environment and return you to 22 degrees. You have an internal financial thermostat. Let's say it's set to earning 1,500 euros a month and having 500 euros in savings. That is your comfort zone. That is where you feel like you. If 1 month you earn 800 euros cold, you enter productive panic. Your brain activates. You look for extra work. You sell things. You move fast. The heating of survival returns you to your 1,500 euros. But if 1 month you earn 5,000 euros heat, Your subconscious enters red alert. Danger, this is not normal, we are not this person. And it activates the air conditioning of self-sabotage. It gives you an uncontrollable urgency to spend. You forget to pay an important bill that generates interest. You lend money to a friend who won't pay you back. Or your body gets sick, so you stop working. The goal is to get rid of the excess energy to return to safety. 90% of people do not have income problems. They have regulation problems. They cannot sustain high levels of energy. They are small containers trying to hold an ocean. They overflow or they break. The upper limit problem. Psychologist Gay Hendricks called this the upper limit problem. We all have a tolerance limit for happiness, love, and money. When we exceed that limit, we feel guilty or anxious. We feel that it's too good to be true. We feel that something bad has to happen to balance this out. And because we are powerful creators, we make something bad happen. Detect your upper limit. When you receive good financial news, do you immediately worry about something else? When you have extra money, does it feel like it's burning a hole in your pocket? When things go well, do you start arguing with your partner? Those are the pressure relief valves. You are releasing the tension of success. Your nervous system cannot handle such a positive load. It is used to drama and struggle. Peace and abundance feel strange to it, almost toxic. To be rich, you have to increase your tolerance for well-being. You have to be able to feel ecstatic and rich without panicking and without waiting for imminent punishment. You have to teach your nervous system that it is safe to be well. Homeostasis, your biology hates change. The human body seeks homeostasis, stable balance. Your cells, your pH, your temperature, everything fights to stay the same. Change, biologically, represents an energy expenditure and a risk. In prehistory, if you left your known cave, comfort zone, a lion could eat you. Your brain inherited that fear. Earning a lot of money is leaving the cave. It makes you visible. It exposes you. It changes your tribe. That's why when you try to change your financial situation, you feel physical resistance. You feel laziness. You feel irrational fear. You feel mental confusion. It's not that you aren't capable, it's your biology. It is your body telling you, return to the cave. There we are poor, but we are alive. The mystic hacker knows that resistance is not a sign to stop, but a sign of growth. If you don't feel resistance, you aren't changing the thermostat. If you feel fear and vertigo, congratulations, you are reprogramming the temperature. Do not retreat. Hold the discomfort until it becomes the new normal. The voltage of money. Can you handle the current? Imagine your nervous system is electrical wiring. Currently, you have thin wires prepared for 220 volts, your normal salary. If you ask the universe to send you 10,000 volts, millions, and the universe obeys, you fry, literally. Your fuses blow. You would have an anxiety attack, a heart attack, or go crazy. Like many young celebrities who win millions at once and end up in drugs or suicide, the universe, in its infinite mercy, does not give you what you ask for. It gives you what you can handle. If you don't have money now, it's because your system doesn't have the thickness to channel that current without destroying you. Your current poverty is a protection mechanism. Your subconscious keeps you poor to keep you sane. How are the wires thickened? Gradually, through progressive exposure. Do not ask for 1 million tomorrow. Ask for double what you earn today. Get used to that new load. Feel that it is normal. Then ask for triple. Expand your capacity to have. Practice having money in your account without spending it. Many people cannot stand seeing high numbers in the bank. They feel anxiety if there is idle money. They have to move it. Learn to sit still with money. Learn to sustain the load. The group identity, the social thermostat. Your thermostat does not adjust alone. It adjusts via social Wi-Fi. There is an unwritten law. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is not just motivation, it is mirror neuron resonance. If your 5 best friends earn 1,500 euros, your thermostat is stuck at 1,500 euros. If you suddenly earned 10,000 euros, the resonance with the group would break. You would feel guilty. They would feel uncomfortable. Envy or inferiority. You would feel that you no longer belong. And human beings prefer belonging to being rich. So you will sabotage yourself to return to the 1,500. If you want to raise your thermostat, You have to change rooms. You have to expose yourself to people who have a much higher thermostat, people for whom 10,000 euros is little money. By being near them, your mirror neurons will copy their normality. You will stop seeing that figure as a mountain and see it as a hill. The Wi-Fi of their wealth will reprogram your thermostat. You don't need to abandon your old friends, but you need to dilute their influence by spending time with giants, recalibrating the dial, the it's onlyest technique. To raise the temperature, you have to take the importance out of big numbers. Fear enlarges shadows. If you say, €1,000,000, that's so much money. You push it away. You put it on an unreachable pedestal. You have to trivialize the figure. Do this verbal exercise. Look at the price of a luxury car or house. Say out loud, it's only 100,000 euros. It's little, it's paper, it's printed every day. There are trillions circulating. To the universe, this is a tip. Even if your logical mind doesn't believe it at first, you are breaking the reverence for money. You are taking money off the altar and putting it at your level. Money is a tool. You are the master. A tool cannot be too big for the master. Get used to talking about millions like you talk about cents. Normalize the zeros. They are just circles drawn to the right of a number. They have no power over you. The mental checkup exercise. How do you know where your thermostat is right now? Close your eyes. Imagine you are looking at your bank account. Visualize 1,000 euros. How do you feel? Probably normal. Visualize 10,000 euros. How do you feel? Perhaps joy. Visualize 100,000 euros. What do you feel in your stomach? Is there a knot? Visualize 1,000 euros. Do you feel panic? Do you feel that it's a lie? Do you feel that they are going to steal it from you? Wherever you start to feel physical discomfort or disbelief, there is your current limit. That is your ceiling. Your job is to visualize that limit figure every day. Breathe deeply and relax your body. Tell your nervous system, it is safe to have this amount. Nothing happens, no one dies. I am still me. Dissolve the knot with breath. When you can visualize the million with the same bored indifference as 10 euros, the million will be inevitable. The panic zone versus the magic zone. When you leave the comfort zone, you enter the panic zone. This is where most people give up and go back. Panic manifests as obsessive doubts, insomnia, or imposter syndrome. Who do you think you are? You're going to go broke. Go back to safety. You have to cross the panic zone to reach the magic zone. The magic zone is where the thermostat has been reset upward. It is where what was previously impossible is now the new base. Once you have expanded your consciousness to earn 10,000 a month, you can never be poor again. Even if you lose all the physical money, your thermostat will take you back. Your thermostat won't let you drop below there. Donald Trump went broke several times and became a billionaire again. A beggar wins the lottery and becomes a beggar again. It's not the money, it's the thermostat setting. Invest in adjusting the thermostat, not in chasing bills. The physical anchor of wealth. Your mind can lie, but your body cannot. To raise the thermostat, you need to give your body physical experiences of wealth. Imagining is not enough. The body needs sensory data of luxury. Go to a dealership and ask to test drive your dream car. Smell the leather. Feel the steering wheel. Go into the most expensive store and try on a 2,000 euro jacket. Feel the weight of the fabric. Look in the mirror. Drink a coffee in the lobby of the most expensive hotel. What you are doing is desensitizing your alarm system. The first time, the security guard of your mind will scream, "Intruder." The fifth time, the guard will say, "Oh, it's him again, come in." The 10th time, the guard will greet you, "Welcome home, sir." When your body stops vibrating with fear before luxury, luxury sticks to you. The universe fills the mold you present. But first, you have to put it on and feel it's yours. Unconditional deservingness, the master key. At its core, a low thermostat is a deservingness problem. You believe you have to do something extra to deserve more. You believe there is a quota of happiness, and if you take too much, you take it from another. Listen well. Your deservingness does not depend on your productivity. It does not depend on your goodness. Your deservingness is a biological and spiritual fact. You deserve the air you breathe, right? You don't work to earn oxygen. Money is as abundant as oxygen. You deserve to be rich simply because you exist. Your desires are God's promises waiting to be fulfilled. Raise your thermostat by decreeing, I deserve the best and I accept it now, not for what I do but for what I am. My capacity to receive is infinite because the source is infinite. Constant calibration, never stop. A final warning. The thermostat is not adjusted once and that's it. It is a lifelong process. When you reach your current goal, that will be your new comfort zone, and you will have to break the ceiling again to go to the next level. There will always be a new level of fear, a new resistance. But now you know the game. You know that fear is the compass. You know that discomfort is the entry price for the next level. Do not stay comfortable too long. Stagnant water rots. Keep turning up the dial, not out of greed, but out of expansion. If you don't grow, you die. The quantum leap, breaking the thermometer. There is a way not only to raise the temperature, but to break the thermometer. To stop living on a linear scale and move to an exponential one. That happens when you stop identifying with the one who earns money and start identifying with the one who owns wealth. When you stop being the employee of your life and become the owner. To do that, you need supreme spiritual arrogance. You need the absolute certainty that the world is yours. Chapter 7. Divine Arrogance. The certainty of possession. Welcome to the throne, Heir. Until now we have been polite, humble and reasonable. We have asked for permission to be rich. We have asked for forgiveness for our blocks. But humility, as society understands it, is overrated. Often what we call humility is just cowardice disguised as virtue. It is the fear of shining. It is the fear of taking up space. It is the fear of offending the mediocre with our greatness. Today I ask you to leave humility at the door. Today we are going to practice divine arrogance. I am not referring to the arrogance of the ego, which is born from insecurity and needs to humiliate others to feel big. That is the arrogance of the weak tyrant. I am referring to the arrogance of the god, which is born from the absolute certainty of its identity. It is the arrogance of the lion that walks through the savannah without asking the zebras for permission. It is the arrogance of the sun that does not apologize for burning. It is the quiet certainty of one who knows that everything they see belongs to them. In this chapter, we are going to break the legal barrier of property. We are going to learn that you do not need a title deed, or a purchase ticket to possess the energy of things. We are going to learn to walk through the world. We will walk as if it were your personal catalogue, because, metaphysically speaking, it is. The illusion of legal ownership, cosmic usufruct. Let's start by destroying a legal myth. You believe you need to buy something to enjoy it. You believe the house is not yours until the bank gives you the mortgage and the notary signs the paper. That is a human fiction. At a spiritual level, no one owns anything. You are born naked and you die naked. You don't take the house to the other side. The only thing you have in this life is the usufruct, the right of temporary use and enjoyment. If you go to a luxury hotel, you enjoy Egyptian cotton sheets, an infinity pool, and Italian marble. Are you the owner of the hotel? Legally, no. Are you enjoying the wealth of the hotel? Absolutely yes. In that moment, the experience of wealth is yours. Your body does not distinguish between I am the owner of the deed and I am the guest. Your body feels the luxury the same. Divine arrogance consists of realizing that the whole world is that hotel. The public park is your garden. The museum is your private art collection. The Ferrari passing by on the street is your car, which is kindly being driven and maintained by another, your quantum chauffeur, until you decide to use it. When you change the chip from I need to buy it to have it, to it is already mine because it is in my reality, the anxiety goes away. The anxiety of possession disappears. And paradoxically, when you enjoy things without attachment to legal ownership usually arrives as a natural consequence. Neville's boldness importunity. Neville Goddard, the great 20th century mystic, spoke of brazen impudence, based on the biblical parable of the friend who knocks at midnight to ask for bread, Luke 11:5-8. The text says that the friend does not get up to give him bread out of friendship, but because of his importunity, boldness, insistence. The universe responds to boldness. The universe is like a busy mother. If the child stays in a corner, quiet and humble, waiting for food, the mother might forget or give him leftovers. If the child arrives, sits at the table, grabs the spoon and says, "I am hungry, give me my plate," the mother smiles at the child's vital force. She serves him first. God does not want timid children. God wants children who know their rights. You have to dare to assume. You have to dare to say, "That job position is mine. That contract is mine. That partner is mine." Without hesitating, without asking please if possible. Doubt insults the Creator. Certainty honors him. To decree with divine arrogance is to say, "Father, I know that you have already given it to me, thank you." Psychological appropriation, the "it is mine" game. How is this practiced without looking like a madman? It is done internally. It is a game of perception. When you walk down the street and see something beautiful, a building, a car, a jewel in a window, perform the mental act of appropriation. Do not say, "I wish I had that." Vibration of lack. Do not say how lucky the owner is. Vibration of separation. Say, "That is mine." Feel it. Look at that luxury penthouse and say, "That is one of my properties. Right now I don't live there, but it is mine. I am glad it is well taken care of." Look at that car and say, "There goes my car, how good the engine sounds." By doing this, you break the barrier of separation between the subject, you, and the object, wealth. Energetically, you are throwing hooks or ropes toward those objects. You are attracting them to your gravitational field. Your subconscious, which is literal, starts to register, "Wow, we have many things. We have penthouses, cars, and jewels." And it starts to generate the chemistry of abundance, serotonin, dopamine, and that chemistry turns you into a magnet so that eventually those objects enter your real physical experience. The temporary guardian, blessing the chauffeur. But what happens when you see another person using your things? You see someone driving your Porsche. The human ego feels envy. Cursed rich man, he has it, and I don't. Divine arrogance feels gratitude. Think like this. If you are a billionaire and you have 50 cars, you cannot drive them all at once. You need people to drive them, wash them, and keep them running so they don't break down. That person you see driving the Porsche is your temporary guardian. He is an actor in your movie who is keeping the car warm and clean for you. Mentally tell him, "Thank you for taking care of my car. Enjoy it in the meantime. I pay you with my blessing." Boom, you have killed envy. You cannot envy what is already yours. You only envy what you believe belongs to someone else. By appropriating everything, envy becomes impossible. And by blessing the guardian, you align yourself with the frequency of having, not of lacking. The vibration of the heir, walking as the owner. Imagine the Prince of England entering a store in London. He carries no money in his pocket. He has no cards. But he enters with absolute security. He touches the fabrics. He tries on the watches. He knows that if he wants something, he only has to point to it and it will be his. He does not look at the price. He does not worry about if he has enough. His identity is heir. Now imagine a thief entering the same store. He looks everywhere nervously. He touches things with guilt. He is afraid of getting caught. His identity is lack. You have been walking through the world like the thief, looking out of the corner of your eye, feeling that you do not deserve to be there. I want you to start walking like the prince. Enter the expensive stores. Enter the luxury restaurants, even if just for a water. Walk slowly. Owners do not run. Employees run. Look the shop assistants in the eye. Feel like the owner of the space. All of this is energy, and I am the master of energy. Therefore, all of this is my kingdom. Practice this physical posture. Shoulders back, slow breathing, calm gaze. Occupy space. When you occupy your energetic space, money flows to fill that space. No as an administrative error. What happens when the world tells you no? You ask for a loan and they deny it. You ask for a raise and they say no. The beggar says, "I knew it. I am worth nothing. I give up." The divine arrogant says, "There must be an administrative error." Do not take the no as a final verdict on your worth. Take it as a bureaucratic delay. The universe has the wrong paper. It's okay. I am going to ask again, or I am going to ask somewhere else, but the final result is not in doubt. This quiet persistence is what distinguishes winners. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Oprah. They all received thousands of no's, But their divine arrogance was so strong that they did not accept the no as reality. They treated it as noise. They kept walking until they found the door of yes. Reality is malleable, but it only bends before those who do not accept a no for an answer. Sensory certainty touching reality. Possession is not an intellectual concept. It is a physical sensation. To possess something vibrationally, you have to touch it with your mind. Neville Goddard taught to use the inner senses. Close your eyes. Imagine you have a €500 bill in your hand. Do not visualize it as a photo in the distance. Touch it. Feel the texture of the paper. Feel the characteristic smell of the ink. Listen to the crunch as you fold it. Make it so real that your physical fingers feel a tingle. In that moment of controlled sensory hallucination, you have possessed the money. It is already yours in the causal plane, 4D. The manifestation in the physical plane, 3D, is only a matter of time. The mirror delay we saw in the previous book. Do this with everything. Do you want a house? Sleep every night feeling that you're in the bed of that new house. Touch the imaginary sheets. Smell the new wood. Live there mentally. Occupy the house before buying it. The universe cannot allow there to be two bodies, your mental body and your physical body, in different places for very long. If your mind lives in the mansion, your body will inevitably be dragged toward the mansion. Buying without spending, quantum window shopping. There is a wonderful practice to raise your vibration, going shopping without a wallet. Go to the most expensive neighborhood in your city, stroll around, look at the windows, and play the game of, I'll take it. Look at that coat. I'll take it. Mentally. Look at that watch. I'll take it. Look at that jewel. I'll take it. Feel the satisfaction of the purchase, feel the dopamine rush, and then leave it there. Tell the universe, keep it in the warehouse for me. I'll stop by to pick it up physically when I feel like it. Right now, I don't want to carry bags. This game eliminates the resistance of the price. Since you are not going to pay now, the price is irrelevant. You can mentally buy the entire building. What you are doing is habituating your mind to choosing without restriction. You are exercising the muscle of choice. The more you choose mentally, the more you expand your reception channel. A day will come when that mental game becomes physical, and you won't even notice the transition. Anticipated gratitude, the seal of ownership. The highest form of arrogance is giving thanks before receiving. If you ask for something and give thanks, you are demonstrating total faith that it is already done. It's like when you buy on Amazon. You pay, the confirmation email arrives, and you say, great. You don't have the package yet. It will take 2 days. But you already take for granted that it is yours. You do not doubt. You don't call Amazon crying, are you sure you're going to send it to me? You know it's yours. Have that same arrogance with the universe. Make your request, decree, and give thanks. Thank you, Father, because you have already heard me. Thank you for this money that is on the way. Thank you for this solution. Live in the state of package out for delivery. That tranquility is the most powerful magnetic frequency that exists. Anxiety cancels the order. Gratitude accelerates it. Do not confuse with theft or lack of respect. And important ethical warning. Divine arrogance does not mean being an idiot. It does not mean entering a store, taking something, and running away saying, it's mine by divine right. That is theft and will lead you to jail, which is a very unprosperous place. It does not mean treating waiters poorly or looking down your nose at the poor. Divine arrogance is an internal state. Outwardly you are kind, generous, and respectful. Internally you are a king. You do not need to prove your power by shouting or humiliating. The true king is the one who treats everyone with exquisite politeness, precisely because he has nothing to prove. His power is evident. Silent arrogance is what commands respect. The mantra of total possession. To close this chapter, we are going to sear this new identity into our minds. Repeat this mantra every morning in front of the mirror, looking into your own eyes with intensity. The world is my playground. Everything my eyes see, my consciousness possesses. There are no barriers between my desire and my having. I am the legitimate heir to the Father's wealth. I walk with the certainty of one who knows who he is. I do not ask, I claim. I do not seek, I find. I do not wait, I have. Everything is mine, here and now. Thank you. Feel your chest expand. Feel the fear become small. You have just crowned yourself. Crowned, but beware. Now that you feel like the owner of the world, you will see others who also have success. You will see other heirs enjoying their toys. And your old programming will try to play a trick on you. It will try to feel envy. It will try to say, why him and not me? If you fall into envy, you lose your crown. Envy is the declaration that you are not the owner. Chapter 8, Blessing Caesar. Envy as a clog. Welcome to the detoxification room, seeker. Take a seat. What we are going to deal with today is delicate. It is the dirtiest secret of the human psyche. People admit they have anger. People admit they have lust. People admit they have laziness. But almost no one ever admits they have envy. Envy is a shameful emotion. It implies inferiority. It implies that you look at the other person from below and wish to destroy what they have because you do not feel capable of achieving it. It is the evil eye. It is schadenfreude, joy at the misfortune of others. And it is without a doubt the #1 clog of wealth. You can make all the decrees in the world. You can clean your house and kill the beggar. But if you see a luxury car pass by and feel a stab of hatred toward the driver, you have just cancelled all your work. You have just built an electrified wall between you and money. In this chapter, we are going to look envy in the eyes. We are not going to judge it morally. That is for priests. We are going to judge it mechanically. We are going to understand why hating the rich is the fastest way to guarantee your eternal poverty. And we are going to learn a technique of emotional alchemy to transform that green poison into liquid gold. The mechanism of the short circuit, hating what you desire. Let's analyze the cold logic of envy. You want money, you want success, you want freedom. But when you see someone who already has money, success, and freedom, you feel rejection. You say or think, surely he is a narco. Surely he exploits his employees. Look how arrogant he is. The idiot got lucky. Do you see the deadly contradiction? Your conscious mind says, I want to be rich. Your subconscious, emotional mind says, rich people are bad, despicable, idiots. Your brain, which is a survival machine designed to maintain your internal coherence, makes a simple calculation. If I am rich, I will be bad, despicable, idiot. I want to be good and accepted. Conclusion, I cannot afford to be rich. Boom! Short circuit. Your own defense system will sabotage any opportunity for success to protect you from becoming that which you hate. If you criticize Caesar, you can never sit on Caesar's throne. You cannot become what you despise. It is psychologically impossible. As long as you maintain a negative judgment about others' wealth, you will keep wealth outside of your gravitational field. Envy is blocked admiration. What is envy, really? Let's take off the mask. Envy is admiration that has crashed into a wall of doubt. You see someone playing the piano virtuously. A part of you, your soul, says, wow, what beauty! I want that too. I can do that too. But immediately, another part of you, your wounded ego, says, no, you can't. You are clumsy. You don't have time. You are a failure. That clash between the desire I want and the belief I can't generates pain. And in order not to feel that pain of insufficiency, the ego transforms admiration into an attack. Bah! He plays well but has no soul. Surely his parents paid for the best lessons. The attack is a painkiller. By lowering the other, you feel a little less small momentarily. But the price you pay for that momentary relief is your own future. By attacking success, you dissociate from it. You declare yourself an enemy of success. And success, which is an intelligent energy, does not enter the house of its enemies. The Huna philosophy, bless what you want. The Hawaiian shamans, Huna, have a golden rule for manifestation. Bless that which you want. If you see someone with a beautiful partner and you want love, bless them. If you see someone with iron health and you are sick, bless them. If you see someone counting bills and you are broke, bless them. Blessing means to speak well, benedicere. It means recognizing the divinity in that situation. When you bless the rich, you are doing two magical things. 1. You eliminate judgment. You tell your subconscious, this is good. 2. You join the frequency. By feeling joy for the other, You tune into the vibration of abundance. If you curse the rich, you criticize them, you disconnect, you turn off the radio, you break the bridge. Next time you see a yacht, don't say, "Damn snob." Say, "What a beautiful boat. What abundance there is in the world. I bless the owner for his ability to manifest such a wonder. That wealth is the same that flows to me now." Feel how your body changes. The tension disappears, openness appears. The evidence. The universe is giving you a spoiler. Here is a radical change of perspective. When you see someone who has what you want, it is not a sign that it has been taken from you. The universe is not a finite pie where if he eats, you don't eat. The universe is an infinite free buffet. That he is eating lobster does not mean the lobster is gone. It means the kitchen is serving lobster today. Seeing others' success is a sign of proximity. It is like when you are looking for parking and you see someone parking. You don't get angry. You are happy because it means you are in the right zone. If you see wealth around you, you have managed to vibrate high enough. You are in the right vibratory neighborhood. The universe is showing you a trailer of your own movie. It is telling you, look, this is possible. This exists. It is available in your reality. Do you want it? Well, be glad, because you are next. If you get angry with the trailer, you leave the cinema. If you applaud the trailer, the movie begins. Thank the rich who cross your path. They are the messengers who announce your future. They are the evidence that the law works. The tall poppy syndrome. In Australia and the UK, they talk about tall poppy syndrome. In a field of poppies, if one grows taller than the others, people feel the irresistible urge to cut it down to equalize it with the rest. It is the fear of excellence. It is aggressive mediocrity. You have been a victim of this. Perhaps at school you got good grades and were called a nerd. Perhaps you had a brilliant idea and your family said, "Who do you think you are?" You learned to lower your head so as not to be cut. And now, as an adult, when you see a tall poppy, you feel the automatic urge to cut off its head, criticize it. You have to break that cycle of mediocratic violence. You have to become the gardener who waters the tall poppies. You have to celebrate excellence wherever you see it, because only if you allow others to be tall will you give yourself permission to grow. Create a mental world where standing out is celebrated. Celebrate Elon Musk. Celebrate Beyoncé. Celebrate your neighbor who bought a new car. Their height does not overshadow you. Their height proves to you that there is sun up there. Social media, your mental diet. Instagram and TikTok can be tools for inspiration or machines for generating envy and depression. It all depends on your eye. When you scroll and see the perfect lives and perfect trips, what do you feel? Inspiration. This is possible. Or pain. My life is crap compared to this. If you feel pain, you are consuming poison. You have two options. 1. Stop following, mute, unfollow. If you are not able to manage your envy yet, protect yourself, clean your feed. 2. Transmute, master level. Force yourself to look at those photos and give them a like with your heart. Train your mind to say, "This is for me. Thank you for showing me the universe's catalogue. I add it to my wish cart." Use social media as a dynamic vision board. Do not compare yourself with them. Use them as models. They are the mannequins wearing the clothes that you are going to buy. The influencer is not your rival. They are your catalogue model. The zero-sum fallacy. In economics, there is the zero-sum fallacy, the belief that for one to win, another has to lose. If money were physical gold, it would be true. But money is no longer gold. Money is debt and trust. It is unlimited. It is printed, created every day. Wealth is value, and value is infinite. A new song creates value out of nothing. A new software creates value out of nothing. If your neighbor becomes a millionaire, he has not taken money from you. On the contrary, now he has more capacity to buy your products. A rich neighbor is better than a poor neighbor. A rich neighbor paints his facade, raising the value of your street. A rich neighbor pays taxes. A rich neighbor can invest in your business. Others' prosperity benefits you selfishly. It is in your interest for everyone to do well. So, out of pure intelligent selfishness, wish massive wealth for everyone. The rich spotting ritual. Let's turn this into a game. When you go out into the street, play spotting abundance. Look for signs of wealth: a good car, expensive shoes, a freshly painted building, a person smiling relaxedly. Every time you detect one, say mentally, bingo, evidence of prosperity, I'll take it. Feel a small dopamine rush every time you see others' money. Associate others' money with your own pleasure. Rewire your brain. Before seeing rich, pain, envy. Now seeing rich, leisure, confirmation. If you do this for 30 days, your reality will change. You will begin to see opportunities where before you saw barriers. You will begin to be liked by successful people because they won't notice your subconscious resentment, and they will open doors for you. Rich people smell envy from miles away and avoid it. They also smell genuine admiration. What to do with the rich idiot? Okay, I understand about blessing, but my boss is rich and is a bad person. He is a tyrant. Do I have to bless him too? Yes, especially him. Not for him, but for you. You have to separate his money from his personality. He has money because he is aligned with the law of wealth in some area. Perhaps he is very hardworking or very bold. The money does not validate his behavior. The money only responds to his vibration of abundance. If you say, he is an idiot, he doesn't deserve that money, you are saying money is unfair. And if you believe money is unfair, you will not trust money. Recognize his ability to generate wealth and separate that from his character. Tell yourself, I admire his financial capacity. I reject his lack of empathy. I will take the good, the money, and leave the bad, the tyranny. Do not throw the baby, money, out with the bathwater. Keep the baby. Competition versus creation. Wallace D. Wattles in The Science of Getting Rich makes a vital distinction. You must pass from the competitive plane to the creative plane. Competitive plane. You believe resources are limited. You have to fight others for your peace. Creative plane. You know the source is infinite. In the creative plane, envy is impossible. How can you envy someone if you are the only creator of your reality? It would be like envying a character in a dream that you yourself are dreaming. Absurd. If you want what he has, simply create it in your dream. Competition is for slaves. Envy as a compass, the treasure map. Finally, use envy as a diagnostic tool. Envy reveals exactly what you want and are not allowing yourself to have. You don't envy everything. If you see a Nobel Prize in physics, you probably don't feel envy, unless you are a physicist. But if you see someone traveling the world and feel a pang of pain, aha, your soul is shouting to you, we want to travel. Instead of repressing envy, interrogate it. Dear envy, what are you pointing out to me? What part of me is repressed? Take that information and turn it into a plan. Transform passive envy, pain, into active inspiration, movement. Thanks for showing me that I want to travel. Today I start planning. The moment you set off toward your desire, envy disappears. Envy only exists in paralysis. When you move, you become the protagonist. The radical blessing decree. To close this chapter, let's practice white magic. Think of the person who makes you most envious right now. Visualize them having even more success. Visualize them immensely happy, radiant, swimming in gold. And repeat this, even if your teeth grind at first. I bless you, name. I bless your success. I bless your wealth. I bless your happiness. I celebrate your prosperity as evidence of God's abundance. Your success takes nothing from me. It proves to me that it is possible. Thank you for opening the way. Thank you for showing me what is available to me. What God has done for you, He can do and is doing for me. I release you from my judgment, and I release myself from my lack. We are one in wealth. So it is. Feel the knot in your chest break. Chapter 9, The Clean Channel. Serving to reign. Welcome to the marketplace, seeker. You have done monumental inner work. You have cleaned your house, reprogrammed your identity, healed your relationship with spending, and blessed the wealthy. Vibrationally, you are a magnet. But there is a technical detail that is often forgotten in the common law of attraction. Money does not fall from the sky in a parachute. Money does not materialize on your nightstand while you sleep. Money arrives through people. Money is a social energy. It is a pact of exchange. For money to enter your pocket, it must leave the pocket of another human being. It is a social agreement of value. For that human being to open their pocket voluntarily and with joy, they must receive something in exchange that they value more than the money they give. That something is service. Many spiritual people get stuck asking the universe, "Why don't you send me money?" And the universe responds, "Because you are not serving anyone. You are a closed channel. You only ask for yourself. What are you giving?" Today we are going to change the fundamental question of your life. You are going to stop asking, "How can I get money?" Ego, scarcity question. And you are going to start asking, "Whom can I serve today?" When spirit, abundance question. In the moment you make this Copernican shift, you stop being a fortune hunter and you become a king. Because the king is the #1 servant of his people. And that is why the people cover him in gold. The law of compensation. Emerson was right. Ralph Waldo Emerson, in his essay Compensation, explained the mathematical formula of wealth better than any modern economist. Your income will always be directly proportional to 3 factors. 1. The need for what you do, demand. 2. Your ability to do it, mastery. 3. The difficulty of replacing you, uniqueness. Analyze it. If you do something nobody needs, you will not earn money. If you do something that is needed but you do it poorly, you will not earn money. If you do something necessary and well, but anyone can do it, you will earn little because you are easily replaceable. But if you find a deep need and develop an extraordinary skill, if you resolve it in a way so unique that no one else can do it like you, your income has no ceiling. You become indispensable, and the market pays fortunes for the indispensable. Stop looking for tricks to make quick money. Look for how to increase your value in these 3 areas. How can I do it with my unique personal touch? The paradox of the salesperson. The greatest block to serving is selfishness. Most people, when they start a business or look for a job, think of themselves. I want to earn $5,000 a month to travel, buy a car, and pay my debts. Their focus is on their need, on their own navel. When they try to sell, it shows. The customer smells the desperation. The customer smells that you only want their money for your own ends, and they close up. The servant thinks of the customer. I see this person has terrible back pain. I have hands that heal. I want to relieve their pain. Their focus is on the other. When offering their service, there is no desperation. There is an offering of love. The customer feels that vibration. They feel that you care. They feel that you want to help them, not plunder them, and they open their wallet happily. The divine paradox is this. The more you forget yourself and focus on enriching others, the more you enrich yourself. If you help enough people get what they want, you will get it too. Money is a certificate of appreciation. Change your definition of money. Money is not the objective. Money is the applause. When you go to a concert and the musician plays wonderfully, you applaud. The applause is your way of saying, "Thank you, you have moved me, you have given me value." In the market, money is the applause. It is a certificate of appreciation that society gives you for having solved a problem or given them joy. If you have no money, it is not that the world is unfair. It is that the world is not applauding you, and if they don't applaud, it's because your performance is not reaching the heart or the need of anyone. Improve your performance. Serve better. Serve more people. Serve with more passion. When your service is excellent, the applause, money, will be deafening. Money is the consequence, never the cause. Solving problems, modern alchemy. The ancient alchemists sought the philosopher's stone to turn lead into gold. You already have the philosopher's stone. It is called problem solving. The lead is people's problems: pain, boredom, fear, loneliness, hunger. The gold is the solution you provide. Look around you. The world is full of problems. Therefore, the world is full of business opportunities. People complain, "Oh, look at this traffic." The servant entrepreneur says, "Aha, problem, waste of time. Solution, an entertaining podcast or a better transport system. There is money here." Where there is a complaint, there is a gold mine. Stop running from problems. Enamor yourself with problems. Seek them like a bloodhound seeks truffles. The larger and more painful the problem you solve, the larger your check will be. If you solve the problem of hunger at 2 p.m., you earn €10. If you solve a data loss problem for a firm, you earn 10,000 euro. Your bank account reflects the size of the problems. Selling is healing, the ethics of the sale. Many spiritual seekers have a huge block with selling. They feel selling is dirty and manipulative or not spiritual. If my gift is from God, I should give it for free. That is a fatal error. If you have the cure for cancer and you don't sell it, promote it, distribute it, you are a criminal. You are letting people die. Selling is not taking money from someone. Selling is offering a transformation. Selling is helping someone make a decision that will improve their life. If your product or service is good, then you have the moral obligation to sell it with enthusiasm. You have to shout it from the rooftops. Convince people to buy it. Not for you, but for them. When you charge for your service, you are dignifying the exchange. People do not value what is free. If you give your book away, they don't read it. If they pay 20 euro, they read it. If they pay 2,000 for the seminar, they apply it and change their life. Charge high. Charging is a hard act of love. Pay, commit, and heal. The clean channel. You are not the source. Why do we call this chapter the clean channel? Because you are not the source of wealth. God, universe, is the source. You are the pipe. If the pipe is dirty, fear, ego, greed, the water comes out cloudy and with low pressure. If the pipe is clean, love, service, detachment, the water comes out crystal clear and in a jet. Being a clean channel means you do not attach to the result. You serve for the pleasure of serving. You do your work with excellence because it is your way of worshipping life, not just to get paid at the end of the month. When you act like this, you become transparent. Divine energy passes through you without friction. Curiously, when you don't clutch at money, money sticks to you. Imagine a waiter who serves you with a genuine smile, who recommends the best dish, not the priciest, who cares that you are comfortable. What do you do at the end? You leave a giant tip. Be the waiter of life. Serve with excellence before seeing the tip. Ikigai, the sacred intersection. To serve well, you have to find your place in the world. The Japanese call it ikigai, your reason for being. It is the intersection of 4 circles. 1, what you love. 2, what the world needs. 3, what you are good at. 4, what you can be paid for. Many spiritual people stay only in 1 and 3. That is a hobby, not a business. Many materialists stay in 2 and 4 but ignore 1. That is slavery, and they will end up burnt out. Inevitable prosperity is in the center. You have to find something you are so passionate about that you would do it for free, but do it so well and structure it so that people are dying to pay you for it. Serve with your gift. If your gift is cooking, cook like the angels. If your gift is listening, become a therapist. All gifts are monetizable if they are put at the service of a real need. The extra mile, Napoleon Hill's secret. Napoleon Hill, after studying the 500 richest men of his time, discovered a common principle: the habit of going the extra mile. It means always give more service than you are paid for. If you are paid to work 8 hours, work 8.5 with enthusiasm. If you are paid for a coffee, give a cookie and a smile. Why? Because when you give more than you receive in payment, you generate a karmic imbalance in your favor. You put the universe in debt to you. You create a vacuum of value. And the universe, which seeks balance, must pay you that difference. And it pays you with promotions, unexpected opportunities, with luck. Most people do the bare minimum not to be fired. That is why they have minimum results. Be the exception. Be the one who always gives 110%. Not so your human boss sees you, but so your majority partner, the universe, sees you. The universe keeps the exact count. Every extra effort is a seed of compound interest. Treating business as a ministry. Your work is not just a place where you go to earn money. Your work is your ministry. It is your temple. It is the place where you practice your spirituality in action. Your desk is your altar. Your customers are your parishioners. Your products are your sacraments. When you treat your business with this reverence, all changes. You stop being a car salesman to become a facilitator of freedom and security for families. You stop being a cleaner to become a creator of harmony and order. That change of perception raises the frequency of your activity. And people notice. People want to buy in temples, not in street markets. The competition is irrelevant for the servant. The one who only wants money looks at the competition with fear. They are going to take my customers. The one who wants to serve looks at the competition with joy. Great, there are more people helping to solve this problem. When you are in the clean channel, you are unique. Nobody can serve like you. Nobody has your vibration, your history, and your smile. You can sell the same product as 1,000 others, but people will buy from you because they resonate with your frequency of service. Competition disappears in the kingdom of the spirit. There is only co-creation. Concentrate on your lane. Concentrate on loving your customers so radically that they become fans of your brand. A loved customer is a customer for life. An exhausted customer is a one-time customer. The output channel, philanthropy. Finally, to keep the channel clean, there must be an outflow. You cannot just accumulate. We already talked about tithing, but here we speak of strategic philanthropy. As you get rich, and you will, you have the responsibility to direct that flow where it is most needed. Do not give out of guilt or pity. Give to empower. Invest in projects that create more wealth and well-being. Be an investor for God. When the universe sees that you are a good distributor of wealth, it sends you more wealth. To whom would you give more water? The one who keeps it in a private pool, or the one with an irrigation system? The second one. Because through them life prospers. Become the trusted distributor of the universe and you will have access to unlimited resources. The servant's decree. Repeat this every morning before starting work. I am a clean channel of divine wealth. Today I dedicate my talent, my time, and my energy to serving the world. I do not seek to receive. I seek to give. I seek to solve, relieve, and improve the lives of others. I know my prosperity is the inevitable reflection. I know my prosperity is the inevitable reflection of my service. The more I give, the more I have. I bless my customers, I bless my colleagues, and I bless my work. I am useful. I am valuable. I am necessary. Money flows to me like a river of gratitude. Thank you, Father. Chapter 10. Generational Wealth. The King's Legacy. Welcome to the throne, Patriarch. Welcome to the throne, Matriarch. You have come a long way. You started this audiobook as a frightened seeker, worried about your end-of-month bills. You have cleaned your mind, healed your relationship with money, and learned to serve. Now you are prosperous. Or you are on the inevitable path to being so. Paroisama, I have an uncomfortable question for you. What is the use of all this if it dies with you? What is the use of building a palace if, when you are gone, your children sell it to pay debts or spend it on vices because you didn't teach them how to govern it? What is the use of accumulating gold if your lineage returns to poverty? Most people play the game of life thinking of only one turn, their own life, 0 to 80 years. Kings play the game of eternity. They think in turns of 100, 200, or 500 years. They don't think about my retirement. They think about my great-great-grandchild. In this final chapter, we are going to elevate your vision. We are going to stop looking at your checking account and start looking at your surname. We are going to talk about how to break the poverty curse in your family DNA forever. We will talk about how to become the ancestor to whom future generations will light candles and give thanks. You are here to found a dynasty. The golden link breaking the chain. Look back at your family tree. Parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. You probably see a lot of struggle, a lot of scarcity, a lot of hard work, of which we spoke in Chapter 4. Much survival. That is the chain of poverty. It is viral software passed down through phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees. You are the golden link. You are the anomaly in the family matrix. You are the one who has said, enough. The Eshat ends here. Poverty stops with me. This is a gigantic and sacred responsibility. You don't do it just for yourself. You do it to purify the blood of your clan. When you heal your relationship with money, you heal backward. You release your ancestors from their pain and you heal forward, protecting your descendants from scarcity. You are the Neo of your family. That is why you feel like the black sheep. The black sheep is not the bad one. It is the one that left the flock to find new pastures. It is the golden sheep, accept that role. The statistic of ruin, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves. There is a proverb that exists in almost every culture. The father creates the wealth, the son maintains it, the grandson squanders it. In English, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. Why does this happen 90% of the time? Because the founder, you, transfers the money but forgets to transfer the software. You give your children the fish, but you don't teach them how to fish, much less how to buy the lake. You give them an easy life so they don't suffer what I suffered. And by taking away the struggle, you take away their strength. You create weak, spoiled, and financially useless children. And the market eats the weak. To create generational wealth, you must understand that money is the least important part of the inheritance. The true inheritance is the source code. It is the values. It is financial education. It is emotional intelligence. If you leave them millions but no wisdom, the money will destroy them. Educational capital, the business dinner. How is the software transferred? At the dinner table. In poor families, dinner talk is about people, gossip, problems, or television. In wealthy families of mind, dinner talk is about ideas and projects. Do not exclude your children from money. Many parents make the mistake of saying, "It's grown-up talk, don't worry." Mistake. Make them participants. Children, this month we earned this, we spent this, we are going to invest in this. What do you think? Teach them the difference between an asset, puts money in your pocket, and a liability, takes money out. Play Monopoly or cash flow with them, but play for real with real money if needed. When your child asks for an expensive toy, never say, "We don't have money." That programs scarcity and victimhood. Say, "It's not in the budget this month. If you want it, how could you generate the money to buy it?" Put their brain to work. You can wash the car, you can make lemonade, you can sell your old toys. Rites of passage, the vaccine against stupidity. To avoid raising tyrant children, you need rites of passage. Do not give them everything for free. Human beings do not value what costs them nothing. Establish a family meritocracy system. Do they want the new console? They have to earn 50% and you put in the other 50%. Do they want to travel? They must plan the budget. Make them go through artificial difficulties. Take them to volunteer. Let them see the reality of poverty. Let them work a summer as waiters or delivery drivers, even if you are a millionaire. They need to know what a sweat-earned euro weighs at first, so that later they value euros earned with intelligence. They need to develop resilience. An heir without resilience is easy prey for scammers. Your love is not shown by giving them luxuries. It is shown by giving them survival tools. The best legacy is a bomb-proof character. The family constitution, the clan's values. The great dynasties, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Medicis, do not operate as loose individuals. They operate as a family corporation. They have a family constitution, a set of written rules and values that govern the behavior of the clan. You must write yours, even if right now it's just you and your cat. Define, who are we, the your surname, and what do we stand for? E.g., we stand for freedom, education, and generosity. What do we not tolerate? E.g., we do not tolerate laziness, dishonesty, or victimhood. Create a mystique around your last name. In this family, we do not give up. The family bank, be the lender. Here is a very powerful Jewish financial strategy. Instead of your children asking the bank for money and paying interest to strangers, create the family bank. You or the family trust are the bank. If your child wants to start a business or buy a house, 1, they present a serious business plan. 2, the bank lends them money. He has to return the money with low interest to the family bank. That interest stays in the family and serves to lend to the next child or grandchild. This way, money never leaves the family circle. Interests enrich the family, not the external banking system. You teach financial responsibility. Investing in eternal assets. For wealth to last 100 years, you cannot have it in papers that inflation eats. You have to anchor the energy in solid matter. Kings own land, kings own gold, kings own intellectual property, copyrights, patents, trademarks. Kings own businesses that run without them. Your goal is not quick money. Your goal is capital preservation and cash flow. Buy things your grandchildren can touch. An apartment building, a farm, gold bars in a safety deposit box, a portfolio of aristocratic dividend stocks. Seek the boring, seek the slow, seek the eternal. Fast money is for spending today. Slow money is for your great-grandchild. The spiritual will. The final letter. Everyone makes a legal will, or should. But almost no one makes a spiritual will, ethical will. It is a letter, a video, or a book where you explain why you did what you did, where you tell your mistakes, your learnings, your philosophy of life. Imagine reading a letter written by your great-great-grandfather. How much would that be worth to you? Incalculable. It would be an emotional treasure map. Do it yourself. Record yourself. Write. Leave your voice. Money is spent. The voice remains. That archive will be the most valuable possession of your dynasty in 100 years. It will give them roots. The 7th generation indigenous vision. The Iroquois Confederacy had a principle for decision-making. In every deliberation, we must consider the impact of our decisions on the next 7 generations. Before cutting down a tree, before spending money, they asked, how will this affect my children up to the 7th generation? Adopt this thinking. When you are going to go into debt for a silly whim, think of the 7th generation. Will this debt make them freer or more enslaved? When you invest in your health, think of the 7th generation. Will my genetic health improve their DNA? Epigenetics says yes. You are the time guardian. Death is not the end, it's the handover. The ego's greatest fear is death. But for the patriarch-matriarch, death is only the passing of the baton. In a relay race, the runner does not cry when his stretch ends. He is happy to pass the baton to the next runner, his child disciple, so that they run faster and further thanks to the advantage he gave them. Your job is to run your stretch as best as possible. Accumulate the greatest amount of advantage, capital, wisdom, contacts, and then hand over the baton with grace and confidence. If you have prepared the next runner well, your speed will add to theirs. If not, the baton will be dropped. Philanthropy as karmic insurance. Finally, a metaphysical secret. To protect your fortune from the envy of the gods or karmic balance, you must give. Dynasties that last centuries are immensely philanthropic. They create foundations, hospitals, museums. Why? Because by giving back to society, they make themselves necessary to society. Society protects them because it values them. If you only accumulate for yourself, you are a tumor. The body, society, will attack you. If you accumulate to distribute, you are a vital organ. The body will protect you. Teach your heirs that privilege carries responsibility, noblesse oblige. The decree of the patriarch-matriarch. To close this chapter, assume your final position. Stand up if you can. Visualize a timeline coming out of your heart forward, extending for centuries. Visualize the faces of your children, grandchildren, and those not yet born. Look at them. They are a multitude. They carry your eyes and your surname. Tell them, I am the founder. I am the source of this lineage. Here and now I break every curse of poverty, fear, and scarcity that has touched my blood. The plague stops at me. From me flows a river of abundance, wisdom, and power. I plant the trees under whose shade I will not sit, but you will. I leave you gold, but I also leave you the map. I leave you lands, but I also leave you wings. Honor my effort by multiplying my legacy. May my name be for you a synonym for blessing. Go and conquer the world. I have your back from eternity. It is done. Feel the weight of the crown. It is glory. Conclusion: the blank check. We have reached the end of the transmission, Founder. The technical manual is complete. You already know that money is divine energy, blood. You know that you must make room, vacuum. You know that your identity determines your balance, beggar versus heir. You know that service is the key to the flow. But all this knowledge is just ink on paper, or sound in the air until you do one thing: sign. Imagine that you are standing before the great banker of the universe. He looks at you with infinite love. He does not judge you. He does not care if you have been poor, if you have made mistakes, or if you are afraid. He places a check on the table. The check is signed by the creator source. The funds backing that check are limitless. It is the very substance of the stars, the oceans, and human creativity. There is no risk of insufficient funds. On the line, pay to the order of your name is already written, ready. But there is one line that is blank, The amount. The banker offers you a pen and waits. He cannot fill in the amount for you. That is the only rule of free will. You have to decide how much you are worth. You have to decide how much you are capable of receiving, managing, and enjoying. Most people paralyzed by the Beggar program write a small figure, just enough to pay the rent, please. And the universe says, granted, here is just enough. Others, a little braver, write, I want $1 million. But their hand trembles because they do not believe it. And the universe says, your doubt has stained the check, it is not valid. You who have listened to this audiobook no longer have excuses. You know that asking for a lot takes nothing from anyone. You know that your prosperity enriches the world. You know that God is glorified when you play big. So, grab the pen firmly. With the divine arrogance we have spoken of, with the certainty of the Heir, and write the figure you truly desire, not the one you think is reasonable, the one that makes your soul vibrate. Write unlimited prosperity. Write total freedom. Do not be afraid of exhausting heaven's reserves. It is impossible. The more you ask, the more it flows. The more you receive, the more you have to give. The ink is fresh. The world is waiting for your order. Stop waiting for money to arrive. Money does not arrive. Money responds. It responds to your voice. It responds to your signature. Go out there and collect your inheritance. Do it with elegance. Do it with love. Do it with gratitude. But above all, do it. The check is in your hand. The pen is your mind. The account is open.